workshop mostly of this tenure. We have our very dynamic secretary with us, Dr. Prashant Ketkar, who is, yes, sir. अभी आपको भी सेम बोलना है
प्रेसिडेंट के साथ रह रहे के वो भी डायनामिक हो गया प्रेसिडेंट के साथ रह रहे के वो भी डायनामिक हो गया
के साथ रह के I wanted to listen to this, so I said the word dynamic.
And we have a dynamite PCC also, Navneet.
Oh God, thank you, sir. And special thanks to Dr. Alok Modi, sir, for conducting this AI workshop throughout the tenure with so smoothly, and talking with the faculty, getting them on board, and hats off to you, sir. Very nicely done. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Very kind of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Navneet, for not introducing me as yet.
So Dr. Prashant is our secretary, AMC, and he is a very famous hepatobiliary surgeon, oncosurgeon, and I think that is enough. And he drives a BMW.
No, I will just say he is a robotic surgeon also, and a very good oncosurgeon, specialized based mainly in GI, and giving his services at Bombay Hospital, Khar Hinduja, and Bridge Candy. Is that all, Prashant? Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy. I was just making it a point to Navneet that she said she will introduce me and she hasn't introduced me. So yes. That was the point I was making. I was not actually asking for an introduction.
I have to cover up for her, na?
Yeah. So anyways, thank you all. And, all this camaraderie that we have just shows how a good-knit family we are at AMC. So that is why all these jokes before all the interesting topics that Alok has planned for us. So as an AMC secretary, I would like to welcome one and all for this wonderful AI webinar series, envisioned and brought to light by the relentless efforts of Dr. Alok Modi. Of course, I have to thank our president, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, for laying the foundation and allowing and giving the right footage to Dr. Alok Modi to take this forward. So Alok, first of all, I must appreciate you for all the wonderful work. As we also in our personal fields arrange webinars, and we know how difficult it is to get some of the seniors all around the country on board for a webinar. So it's a huge task, and Alok has been doing it wonderfully over the last 1 year. And I hope he continues doing it because it really benefits all our members. Because AI, as we all know, the AI summit is going on in Delhi. So we have to realize that AI is the next big thing happening in this particular decade. And we all have to get hold of AI to improve our services, or we all will be left behind. So with that, I would like to hand over to Navneet to take this meeting forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have our very own Dr. Rajiv Agrawal, sir, who is a pediatrician and the president of AMC. He is the director of Kasturi Hospital and Kasturi Medicare for elderly. Over to you, sir. He is actually not going to talk about the umbrella policy today because he has already said he's busy about in another meeting. But a little brief from you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So first of all, thank you, Navneet. Navneet is our dynamic and dynamite PCC who has stood by me right from the day I took over, and really thankful. I take this opportunity to thank her. Of course, Prashant, our honorary secretary, the man behind our success and who stood rock solid by me whenever in my ups and downs. So thank you, Prashant. And we should not forget our own Dr. Alok Modi, who is the AI man of AMC. And I am really privileged that he is conducting these AI workshops for AMC. And this is the 8th workshop or 9th workshop, if I'm not wrong. And we will be having one more in March, so that people are benefited. And the appreciation what we got from this AI workshop all around the country was phenomenal. Yeah, we also conducted this ITCon on 8th of February, which was very well appreciated for the first time historically, 150 registrations with hands-on training on how to use artificial intelligence for our benefit in healthcare. And people had demanded that we organize the workshop again. So yesterday again, we had this workshop on online platform Zoom. It was attended by around 50 delegates. And I'm sorry I could not take this lecture on umbrella policy for hospitals because I have to attend a GI Council meeting, which is very important, and which is going to shape the future of our healthcare industry, because this discussion is how to empanel maximum hospitals, what are the charges, and how we can ease this empanelment. So my presence as a president is very important. There are delegates coming all across India, about 30 people, and we are privileged that AMC has been given one seat for this. So I will not come between you and the artificial intelligence talks by experts all across India. So Alok, as Prashant told, it is really our...
They all are there, and I think it's not something great that I have done, but I think I'm very grateful to them that they have taken out time from their busy schedules and they have joined and they have been very forthright in coming and sharing their experiences and their knowledge. And it's been really wonderful. So thanks to everybody. It's really been great. And सबसे बड़ा thank to delegates to actually last में देना चाहिए. They tolerated me for so many months very regularly, and they have said good things about the whole program. So I think the credit goes to AMC, because in AMC we are working together as one family, and everybody in AMC has been supporting our AMC, and AMC का झंडा ऊपर बना रहे. That is the whole idea. So I'm grateful to all the delegates for giving another 9 moons to AMC. That is what is most important. आज मैं थोड़ा हटके कर रहा हूँ. आज मैं थोड़ा डाउनग्रेड कर रहा हूँ. Today I've got a speaker, a faculty, who's going to talk about her hobnobs with AFC, the initial hobnobs with AFC. I thought अभी तक हमने बहुत बड़ी-बड़ी चर्चाएं करी हैं. We are going to do some big चर्चा today also. But I thought we should have one speaker who can talk about her struggles with AMC in the initial periods. And I think that will hit the chord with everybody, because everybody wants to know कि basics में क्या करना है. So watch out for that talk, because that's going to be the most interesting talk today and in this year. So without much ado, I think we go ahead with your blessings and permission, Dr. Navneet. We have 15 minutes before the first speaker comes in. So should we devote this with some information about AMC, which you can share as a PCC? Or should I fill in with some basics about mobile technology? The ball is in your court, you decide.
Yeah.
If you can fill in with some good information about AMC, that will be great. So you take a call.
No, so this being an AI and mobile talk workshop, we will dedicate it to the mobile talk. I think that is worthwhile, because today is the era of AI and mobiles everywhere. So let's do that for our members.
So thank you very much. So what I'll do is, we have got 15 minutes here. The first speaker joins up at 3, so we have 15 minutes. So what I've got a proper talk today on the backup technology in the mobile. I'll cover that in my schedule. But these 15 minutes, what I will like to do is I'll show you how to increase your space, storage space. That is something everybody keeps complaining, ki, my mobile is getting filled up very rapidly. So how do you do that? So I will cover that and I'll show you. So let me share my screen here and show you. Just give me a minute here. Okay. So I guess you can see my mobile screen now. I'm connecting it wirelessly to my laptop. Is it visible? If anyone can just tell me if it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see my mobile screen, right? Now that's the problem with this, because I happen to share some private data here, which I am reluctant to. But anyway, so as you can see, there are many ways by which you can check your storage. Now, if you see here, this is a Google Play or something which I like. This is one of the ways by which you can check your storage. Now, if you see, my storage here is 235 GB. And I've already filled up around 202 GB. So definitely my mobile needs to be cleaned, and I kept it like this so that I can show you all how to clean it. The moment it touches around 230 GB, your mobile will start hanging, it will start creating a lot of problems. And once you fill up, and then if you trust to empty it, will be very difficult, because there is not enough space left for the applications and the operating system to work. So please make sure that you don't reach till the fag end of the whole this thing, because that will cause problems. Try to clean the storage as soon as you can and as early as you can. So one of the ways to do it is, let me just show you. There is a wonderful app on Google Play Store called Files. Now see, this is a very reliable app, because this has been created by Google itself. So see, there are two. There is one app here called My Files, which is a file manager, which comes inbuilt into all your mobiles. It can vary from the company. So Samsung has My Files. If you've got a OnePlus, or if you've got some other phone, that will have a different proprietary file manager. I'll go into that a little later. This is the app I'm talking to you about. That is called Files. This is the one. So if you see here, it goes through multiple things. It segregates your files into types like downloads, videos. I've got around 2 GBs of videos. I've got images of around 1.6 GB of images, audio around 3 GBs, documents 399 MB. So there is a lot of this thing which is there. What you need to do is, you need to see here, you can go into the cleaning part. The moment you click clean, it tells you what all files can be deleted. Now, see, these are junk files. Now, what are junk files? See, what happens when we were studying in school, we used to have a clipboard or we used to have a rough book, where we would write our calculations and we would write our other things that we were, the rough work jo hum karte the. So when your operating system is working on your laptop, whether you're working with a Mac OS or whether you're working with Apple, which is Mac OS, or you're working with Windows in your laptop, or whether you're working with any Android phone or an iPhone, there's always a clipboard where the operating system writes its rough calculations and uses it to work. So those are the files which clog up your space. That is also called as a cache, C-A-C-H-E. You must have heard this term called as cache. These caches fill up a lot of junk file and they slow down your PC or it slow down your operating system as well as your mobile. So this needs to be cleaned. So the moment you clean this clean button here, it will clean all these temporary app file. It will clean it up totally. So it's around 221 MB, as you can see. It has been cleaned. Now see, these are a lot of videos which come in WhatsApps when you click cameras, and these are huge video files. These are huge documents and all. This whole thing is occupying around 13.40 GBs in my mobile. So this is around 521 files. So what the app does is it gives you an option to choose these things. Suppose you've got a precious video or something that you don't want to delete, you can preserve it. So you can go through all that. Now the problem is scanning 521 files is a big pain in the neck. So the solution is start doing this exercise every week or start doing it every 3 days. Your phone will remain very, very healthy. And if you are not interested in all these videos, most of these videos are all videos and documents from WhatsApps, which are probably irrelevant once you've seen them. So you can just select all of them, like I've selected over here, and just move these 521 files to the trash. Now it will take some time. It will move it to the trash. Since my phone is a little higher end phone, it will probably go very fast. So once it goes to the trash, it gets stored over there. Bottom line is you're not lost those files. You can always go into the trash on your file manager and recover those files. But once you've deleted the trash, it is gone permanently. There are ways of recovering it even when you've deleted it permanently, but that's for a higher class, which we'll handle it some other day. But the bottom line is you can delete that these files permanently. So I'll just move forward because I need to show you some more things. Let's just wait till it moves. It takes a little time to move around 10 GB files into trash. If it's a phone with a low speed like 8 GB RAM or 6 GB RAM, it will take a very long time. But if it is a good and higher end phone like 12 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, it goes very fast because the RAM gives you the speed. Now, as you can see, the file deletion has started already. It also depends on the speed of the storage card. So see, there is an inbuilt ROM, not the RAM, ROM. ROM is the memory which the manufacturer gives you, which is inbuilt, which you do not have access to, where your operating system and everything resides. If that is a higher and high speed substance, then it will go very fast. So see, I've already deleted it. I've lost that much. Now, some of these recordings, when I'm recording a mobile music or I'm listening to a concert or something, whatever I'm recording is occupying around 2 GBs. If I go ahead, then there is some other 4.13 GB and all these spaces. So if I remove all this, I would save probably around 10 GB. As you can see, from 275 GB, which was used, which was I think 280 in the beginning, now it is 242. Right? So that much space I've saved. I'm sorry, if somebody wants to say something. No, see, this doesn't take care of the entire storage, the real bulk of your storage. Dr. Prashant, you wanted to say something?
No, sorry.
Okay, the real bulk of storage.
My mic was on, so I'm sorry for that.
No problem. The real storage is occupied by WhatsApp. Now, if you can see on my screen, I have two WhatsApp. One is a business WhatsApp, and the other is a normal standard WhatsApp that you'll use. I won't go to that today. What is business WhatsApp, normal WhatsApp? You can run two WhatsApps on your phone if you've got two SIM cards, but that's for some other day. What I'm trying to show you here is this is my actual WhatsApp, which I use on a regular basis for professional and official reasons. Now, if you go here in this hamburg sign, on the right side, which is your settings, and if you go in settings over here, this is very important. You can go to storage over here. When you click on storage, you can see around 42.7 GB is being blocked by my WhatsApp. So that's huge, that's taking up a lot of space. So this is a place where the bulk of your WhatsApp, bulk of your storage is used. Your WhatsApp has got a lot of audio, video files, a lot of messages. These video files consume a lot of space. And most of the time, there's a lot of junk which is coming in WhatsApp, which you don't need. Probably some, jokes or some humorous thing or something important, but that's one time view. If you really want to save it, you can move it somewhere else and store it. But then before that, you can, sort of not waste your storage on that. So you need to delete it. So suppose I click on manage storage. As you can see, it will start listing my WhatsApp groups which are occupying the maximum space. So now if you see this, this is a BNI mega members group. This is occupying the maximum space on my phone. This is 1.9 GB. So suppose I click it, this is the entire storage. So around 2 GB is being occupied only by this group. That's phenomenal. 2 GB of storage by one group is absolute waste of money and storage. So I click all this. I delete all this. I delete any copies because sometimes these messages get recirculated and I press delete. So give it some time, it will delete all the 2 GBs immediately. Now this takes a little time because the storage data is stored in multiple places. Now see, there is a way by which storage is done. In the earlier days, we used to have a hard disk, right? In a laptop or in a computer, when you have a hard disk, the data is stored as 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0 that way. And it is stored in sequence. So the entire data is scattered across the entire hard disk. In fact, it's a very long time to get the data because the computer has to literally run the hard disk multiple times to and fro, to and fro, to and fro to, piece by piece link the data. With the modern storage devices, which you have an SDS, a flash memory, it's called as a flash memory. The data is stored in bits, but it's stored in cells. So there are multiple cells which are scattered, which are in a binary format. So these cells have to be linked. Now, physically, you cannot move these cells, but the cells which are required have to be sort of paired together, and the cells which are not relevant for that data have to be unpaired. So that work is being done by the operating system. So it goes much faster. So as you can see over here, this data has been deleted. And once this data has been deleted, I just remember this BNI MNE mega members group. So when I go back over here into my chat, I just click this group. And this is a much better way and a second way which you need to do. Just click on this group, go to more and clear the chat. Now see, you can either preserve the messages or not. That's up to you. Either you preserve the messages and just remove the media files, or you can remove everything. Most of the time it is removing everything. If you start a message because you don't want it to be accidentally deleted, you can do that also. At the moment I clear chat, my entire group is empty totally and I've lost the entire data permanently. But what happens here is, as you can see over here, my storage gets cleaned totally and completely. So now it has come down to 47 GB from 48 GB. So when I start clicking this and I start removing all these top 20 culprits over here, okay, give it some time till it recognizes. Now the 0 KB is not 0 KB, it is much more than that. It takes some time to sense and tell you. So the first 20 groups which are not really required to keep so many messages if you delete, I would end up losing another 20 GB. So the moment I lose another 20 GB here and I've lost around 20 GB over there, which means I've lost around 50 GB. So out of some 290 odd GB, if I'm losing on 50 GB, I'm getting back around 250 or 240 GB, which has given me a storage space of around 100 GB to work upon. A lot of the storage is also taken up by your camera. So I'll just show that separately because my time is coming to an end here. Let's go to the file explorer. Now there are two kinds of file explorer over here. Like I said, you have files here, which is an inbuilt file explorer by the operating system and the manufacturer, which you can see. This is good, but the real file explorer are the third-party file explorers. There are multiple available on the Play Store. I prefer this FX. It's something I highly recommend. It is very useful because it can give you two windows in which you can work. You can also have the cloud. So suppose you've got OneDrive and you've got Google Drive, you can connect that also. And having connected that, when you get the storage here, you can also connect your other mobiles and other laptop Wi-Fi or Bluetooth with this file explorer. So you can sort of work between your laptop, your cloud, as well as your mobile and other mobiles simultaneously. Isn't that great? Now, when you go into this over here, now see this cloud storage. In this cloud storage, I have to give my user IDs and passwords of my OneDrive and my Google Drive. So I can directly shift data from my Google Drive and my OneDrive, which are the cloud storage or a third-party cloud. So if you've got an iCloud, or if you've got an FX cloud, or there are Hajar clouds available at Dropbox, whatever you're using, it's your choice. There are millions of third-party cloud storages available in the market. You can give the necessary user ID permissions and link it to your phone. And then in this space, what happens is you can sort of shift data from the upper window to the lower window. So bottom line is you can shift data beautifully between one window to the other, between one mobile to the other, between one laptop to the other. And having done that, it gives you a lot of leeway. Now, what I wanted to show you here is, if you go to this camera, now the camera in any phone, no matter what operating system, no matter what manufacturer, go into the main storage, and there is this folder called DCIM. This is universal for all the phones. Just click on this, and here you will get the camera. And once you click on the camera, all your videos and photos which you have clicked are all over here. You can safely delete all these because this is automatically stored in your Google Photos. So you can go back on your computer, log into your Google Photos account and download it from there, and you can keep your entire thing, or you can attach a third-party pen drive or a USB drive. Now, that is something which I'll cover some other day in another talk. At the bottom of your phone, when there is a USB-C port where you charge your phone, you can attach a hardware of your own, or you can also connect your phone to your PC, and you can shift all this data into your PC or onto your pen drive, whatever way you're comfortable. So you can save. Sometimes when you click a lot of photos and videos, you can occupy as much as 30 to 40 GB of data, depending on the size of each photo. So if you're shooting as a raw image, so if you're an actual photographer, a seasoned trained photographer, we prefer to shoot as a raw image, which we can manipulate in the software later, rather than a image which is like a JPEG file or a PNG file, which is a compressed file. Now, what is a JPEG file or a PNG file? I'll go into that later. As you can see, a lot of these photos of mine are JPEG files, but these are compressed files. If I store it as a raw data, it will be the actual data photo with its own metadata, which I can work upon. So what happens is if I click a raw photo, it can occupy as much as 10 megabytes to 1 GB to 2 GB, a single photo. Whereas when I'm storing it as a JPEG, as you can see, it is occupying 6 MB or 10 MBs. To a normal eye, a naked eye, the difference in the quality may not be discernible, but it makes a lot of difference when you're doing some video editing or photo editing and shooting for official purposes. So I'll stop over here since it's getting 3 o'clock. It's time for the first speaker. So I just wanted to give you a small overview of how you can use and reduce your storage space. You can actually bring down your storage space from 200 GB to 100 GB if you really work very well. There's another way by which you can clear your cache. Now, when you clear your cache by the method which I showed you, it works very well. But there are at least 3 or 4 other ways by which you can clear it. The actual way which we prefer, the nerds prefer, or the computer enthusiasts prefer, is to go into the operating system yourself. So for every phone, it's different. For OnePlus, it is different. For Samsung, it is different. You need to shut off your phone and restart your phone. And before your operating system loads, you need to get into the innards of your phone before the operating system. And there is which I can't show you here, because if I were to show you here, the software won't work, by which you can actually go and clean your entire phone, get a factory reset done. You can remove the cache. You can even remove viruses and malware. That is something which will need a little higher-end software to show you. It's a dedicated topic. I'll take it probably next year if I'm permitted. But then that is a sure way to clean the cache. And by doing that, you can really speed up your phone like anything. Phones which have become very slow become as good as a brand new phone. So it really cleans your RAM. So if you can actually clean your cache, one of the biggest culprits for making your phone slow, every 1 week or 1.5 weeks or so, believe me, you will keep your phone very healthy and a very beautiful way. And a lot of kachra material gets removed. So anyway, I'm seeing that the first speaker is here. So I'll be very happy to welcome Dr. Harsh Hirani, who is a big name in the AI industry at the national level as well as international level. And to do the honors, we have a wonderful member of our own from the managing committee. Just give me a minute while I sort of stop my sharing over here. And we come back over here and we have Dr. Vaibhav Sobhani here, who's our gentleman and our man to go in AMC managing committee. So just give me a minute while I would request Dr. Vaibhav to take the dais and introduce Dr. Harsh. So a little bit about Dr. Vaibhav over here. So Dr. Vaibhav Somani is our very good colleague in the managing committee of AMC. He's a senior consultant gastroenterologist and the hepatologist from Bombay Hospital in Beach Candy. He has done his advanced endoscopy training from Seoul in South Korea. He's an honorary gastroenterologist to the governor of Maharashtra. Wow, that's good. And I hope you can do me a favor by getting me an appointment with the governor of Maharashtra. That was just a joke. I mean, it's up to you. He's also the Bombay Hospital winner of Asian Young Endoscopist Award by the Korean Society of Gastroenterology in 2017. He's an author of multiple chapters in books on hepatic and ceph, GERD and endoscopy in daycare, investigator in primary and many primary investigator and principal investigator in multiple clinical trials. There's a lot of work in inflammatory bowel disease. Over to you, Vaibhav, and thank you for gracing the occasion and joining us. And you would be happy to introduce Dr. Harsh here. Just give me a minute while I just get his biodata online. Just give me a second, please.
Thank you, sir, for the kind introduction. And it's my pleasure indeed to introduce Dr. Harsh Hirani. He's from
Just
Hyderabad.
give me a minute,
Yeah.
please. Just 1 second. Dr. Vaibhav, just 1 second. Let me get a slide up and running. Just a second, please.
Alok, you're taking more than a second.
Yeah, I know. You guys are like that only. When we say 1 second, it means 20 seconds. Thanks to you. Okay, so here we are, Dr. Hirsch. So
Yeah,
over to you, Dr. Vaibhav.
So
Vaibhav,
thank you
you
for
can
sharing
go
the
on.
slides, sir. So Dr. Harsh Hirani is from Hyderabad. He is the founder of Dr. Harsh Diabetes Care, and he has a multifaceted personality. And not only as a clinician, but as an academician, and even he has degrees in law. So he has done his clinical research and 2-year fellowship in diabetology under Dr. V. Mohan from Chennai, India. He is the winner of Torrent Young Scholar Award in 2019. He has done his masterclass trainings in diabetic therapeutics and technology from Boston, USA. He is a gold level trainer certification from a center in Minnesota, USA, and he's also a faculty in the same field. He has PG diploma in law, ethics, and policy making from Law University in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, India. He is sub-editor with International Journal of Diabetes in Developing Countries. He also holds an advanced certification in AI in medicine and MIT certification in no code AI. Some of them even I don't understand, but it's good to hear that some doctor has so many facets. He's also a founder of Doc Yantra Private Limited and Shift Foundation, and they are state-of-the-art AI healthcare solution companies, and also for innovation and future technologies. He has authored multiple chapters, has peer-reviewed chapters in many journals, yeah, and he has presented many best abstracts and has received awards for the same. So this is Dr. Harsh for you. Over to you, Dr. Harsh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vaibhav, for those kind words of introduction. Thank you, Dr. Alok sir and AMC team. It's indeed exciting to come back. I think this is my second session with the entire team. I think what you guys are doing is phenomenal and groundbreaking, and I think every state in the country should learn and adapt these learning models what you've created. And this is very inspiring and exciting at the same time. So, without any further delay, I'll be starting the session. So, is my screen visible? Is my voice okay? I mean,
Yeah, your voice is okay. We just need your screen is there. Yeah, no. Yeah, now you're in the presentation mode. Absolutely fine.
okay, are we on full screen?
Yeah.
Yes. So the topic which has been given to me under our course director, Dr. Alok sir, has been on hallucinations and fixing them, especially when you're using with AI. And I'm going to help you all figure out a 5-second safety checklist before using any form of AI output which comes on your screen. Let's say you're interacting with, let's say, ChatGPT, Gemini, or anything. Whatever output you get, what is that safety check you need to do to rule out or figure out if the AI is hallucinating? So AI की गप्पेबाजी पकड़ने के तरीके, in simple words, which is what I'm going to teach for next few minutes. So let's understand a critical alert fact that there's a dangerous truth about AI use, specifically in our healthcare sector, in the medicine sector. AI can make mistakes, and it can make mistakes so confidently that we will also be challenging our own understanding of the subject. So very, very important to understand that take it with a pinch of salt that AI does make mistakes in creating answers and creating responses. And the vocabulary of the write-up or rather the write-up English will be so proficient and confident that you may even get misguided. So let's see the hallucinations. What kind of hallucinations actually are there? Like, let's say there's a question. Let's say you're prompting, okay, you give an evidence for metformin in PCOS. Now AI gives some information and also with a citation, right? तो citation भी आ गया, अभी तो हम और convince हो जाएंगे, अच्छा ये तो paper पर reference भी दे रहा है. Well, the reality is reference 12, what it's citing does not even exist. मतलब उसने information तो cook up किया नहीं किया, citation को भी cook up कर दिया. So all you see what this number Kumar S et al 20192345, this is all cooked up numbers, cooked up citation. So AI can actually made a fake paper also, including the author, journal, year, DOI. Everything can be fabricated. So this needs to be ruled out. Error number 2, a misguidance on the wrong drug usage. Now, let's say we are putting a question, dosing for gentamicin in sepsis. AI answers can be 5 to 7 milligram per kg per day divided into 2 to 3 doses. But the danger is this is absolutely wrong. It's once daily dosing at 5 to 7 milligram per kg once daily. So multiple daily doses actually lead to a higher nephrotoxicity risk. So AI actually pulled in some nonsensical, outdated 1980s wala reference information and it's throwing at you, right? So, another error, what happens specifically in the same drug interaction scenario is, let's say the patient is on warfarin starting azithromycin for pneumonia. Now, AI's response here is, it says there is no significant interaction. Proceed with standard doses, but the truth is, azithromycin and warfarin actually increase the bleeding risk and needs a more stringent INR monitoring. So I'm just showcasing you some real-time challenging scenarios, what AI misproduces, but because we are going to learn how to prevent them at the end. Let's take error number 4, right? Western bias. Diabetes diet advice was 6,000 per month food budget, right? Very specific question you're putting, but actually it's not that great, that specific. Now AI's recommendation, it will give Greek yogurt, berries, quinoa and whatnot, olive oil and salmon and all. The problem is this is completely impractical if you're using in India because the cost is 3 to 5 times the normal food we consume in India, tier 2 city or even in tier 1 city per se. Right now, AI is defaulted to respond by Western dietary patterns because that is what is its training database, right? So now today's mission is to understand how to catch these hallucinations, these errors before they harm our thinking when we're handling our patients, right? So I'm just going to take you through 3 simple safety checks, a 5-second approach to assess the output, and how could you really change the whole understanding of information to save a big error, right? So the 3 types of AI errors you must recognize. The first one is hallucinations. So what AI can invent from nowhere is fake medical references, non-existent drugs, made up clinical trials, and most importantly, fabricated guidelines also. How it looks confident, detailed, reference included sounds authoritative. The danger is you can't tell whether it's fake unless you verify. Very, very important. So the type 2 of error is outdated, wrong medical information, as we could see in the gentamicin dosing example. It could be taking up old drug dosing protocols. It could be looking at a superseded guideline. It could even be looking at depreciated treatment approaches. It could actually recommend some medicines which have been recalled. Right. So this is very, very important. So lorcaserin, many of you might be aware, it was a hit when it was launched, right? But it has been called back. Lorcaserin is no longer full-fledged use. Now, there may be a scenario where AI will show that that drug can be used. So, like that, we need to be alert and aware, and catch these mistakes or misinformation, right? So now we look at type number 3 of error which it can do. So that can be on recommendations which are not fitting to the context of our region or our country or our place of practice, right? Things may sound too urban centric sometimes. Even cost blinding may be happening. Even language blinding may be happening certain times when the AI is responding. So as I said, the scary part is it delivers all 3 error types with equal confidence. So just by the tone of AI's write up, you cannot predict whether it's fabricated or not. Hence, verification of output is very important, and it needs to happen every time, no exceptions. So let's look at the reference verification process, the safety check number 1. right? So when to use reference verification? When AI fabricates 20 to 30% of medical citations when asked for references, because this is a reality, right? Let's say you ask for citation references of some information, trust me, 20 to 30% it can goof up. And this is very important because one third of medical references, when you draft any information extraction through AI, can actually be fake. So the check is copy the first reference AI provided. Let's say this is the reference we're looking at, right? Open Google Scholar on phone or on your laptop, wherever you're using it. Search Kumar Metformin PCOS 2090 and look for the matching result. That's the easiest way to do this. Another way is there's an AI engine called Perplexity, where you can again paste this reference and ask it to verify. Right? So एक AI का output को हम दूसरे AI engine से cross check कर सकते हैं parallel to this, right? That is one way to do it. So the decision point is if paper exists, likely real. If no match found, AI is hallucinated. Discard all the references which you are seeing in that output of information you are seeing at. Now, if AI is confused between two papers, please check very, very carefully. So again, as we look at real example here, let's see Sharma R et al. Azil Tune advanced CKD cases, and let's say AI ने cite कर दिया है कि Journal of Association of Physicians of India में publish हो चुका है 2022 में, Google Scholar में भी put it. The result is no such paper exists. Now don't use this reference. Don't trust the other references in this output either, because इसमें गप्पा लगा है, तो there are high chances that 20 to 30% of references in that output what it has given may be wrong. So the rule is very simple. If AI provides 5 references, verify two to three, at least the ones you plan to cite. If 2 plus are fake, all references suspect and search manually. If all check out, probably reliable, but still spot check once more. Right. So roughly 30 seconds is what it takes for verifying this. The second most important is clinical sense test. This takes hardly 5 seconds. AI sometimes gives medically plausible but wrong information. AI recommends any medication dose or clinical decision. This is the challenge. The 5-second test is ask yourself one question. Does this match what I learned in my medical school, residency, or practice, or my fellowship? If the answer is something feels off, trust your gut feeling first and verify before using or processing this information. Let's take the antibiotic duration, example. Another one. Let's say treating UTI with nitrofurantoin 100 milligram BD for 3 days. Now this is what AI is giving. Now your brain says कि नहीं, I have learned कि UTI के लिए nitrofurantoin minimum 5 days to 7 days is the treatment. Now verify it. Check up to date or check a conventional resource what you're searching. 5 days minimum, uncomplicated UTI result. AI was wrong. 3 days is too short, leads to a treatment failure, right? Again, another example too, ranges drug in contraindication. AI recommends, let's say for COPD exacerbation, start propranolol for tachycardia. Your brain says beta blockers in COPD, how does it add up, right? Verify. Beta blockers contraindicated in COPD for bronchospasm risk. AI here has made a dangerous error. Right? Let's see the wrong dose calculation. We already saw the gentamicin case. So let's look at it. Insulin may say start 0.5 units per kg per day. For 70 kg patients, give 35 units twice daily. Now wait, 70 units total is not 35. If you make it 0.5 into 70 units, it's 35 units total per day, not per dose. So please verify this, because AI, though it is mathematically trained and built upon, can actually do mathematical errors also. So very, very important to stay alert. Trust your training first and then the output. So another safety check, the Indian reality check, when to use this check. So AI is trained mainly on Western database and data sets. There are very few AI which are trained on Indian data. In fact, there is one very good AI system which is coming up very soon in few weeks, which has been exclusively trained on Indian things. It's called Swayam or Swarnim something. So I'll try to share that link in the group later. It was just a few minutes back, I got a feed where it was getting launched at India AI conference, which is happening right now in Bharat Mandapam. So that's going to be one of the first AI in the world which has been fully trained on Indian information and Indian data sets, right? And the servers are also hosted in India. So I'll be sharing it, in the discussion round what we have towards the end, panel discussion. By that time, I'll just gather that and share it with everyone. And so that's something, there we don't need to use, but in the other regular AI chatbots, what we use, this reality check is very important. Always challenge the output by asking it to what fits to the Indian scenario, right? Whether it's a tier 1, tier 2 city, whatever response you are, interacting with AI. So again, here the 10-second reality check is very simple. Can my patient afford this? Is this available or accessible here? And most importantly, is this culturally appropriate, right? So that's very important. So some other real example I'll give you of cost blindness. A hypertension treatment AI recommended, let's say an ARB with a CCB, right? As a single pill combination. Now, single pill combo is, let's say, 180 per month, and separate, the thing is close to 80 per month. Now, patient is on a tight budget. Let's say you are in a rural tier 3 city where there is an option of this alteration available. So just notice here that AI is defaulted to an expensive option. So this also needs to be taken into consideration, because when you're interacting with AI, it's important to prompt it to be cost sensitive, right? Otherwise, it will even give some combinations which are not available in India, and it will give any kind of nonsensical output. So, if we summarize everything, it all boils down to how we are chatting, or how we are interacting, or how we are prompting AI to feed in the right kind of information. And again, here, if you see, access assumptions. Now, let's say AI is recommending for a cardiac MRI for risk stratification. The reality check, the nearest cardiac MRI is 150 kilometers away from the space or place where you are, interacting this. Now, patient can't travel, can't afford. What's the better alternative? It's Ecobus stress test, locally available, just in 3,000 bucks it can be done. But here, if you notice, AI assumed by default a response of an urban tertiary center resource center. Now, had AI been prompted before this output was generated, that this is in a tier 3 resource limited setting, well, it won't make this error. So again, be very careful. Again, the diet recommendations, it will recommend fancy Mediterranean diet and whatnot, right? It'll give, Greek diet, it'll give some flashy, nonsensical diets. But let's face the reality. The food budget of of a family is actually to be openly asked to the patient before you even create something out of AI. And that's a simple thing your staff can also ask, right? So you understand, 4 people, berries itself will, if you say 300 rupees per kg, you can imagine the kind of cost which will be needed for monthly basis, right? तो वो फिर खाना खाएगा या berries खाएगा patient, right? So we have to be very practical in this aspect as well. In diet, impractical you have to also to be ruled out. So the fix is add reality constraints to the prompt. Let's say आप treatment for hypertension पूछ रहे हो, उससे अच्छा आप AI में ये type करो कि hypertension for a patient with, define a medical budget. Also mention the location in tiers, where the person is getting tested. Look out on the food budget. Look out also on the follow part, like what's the time the person can follow. तो इसमें लगा सिर्फ 10 सेकंड ज्यादा टाइप करने में, but now you are forcing AI to consider a different realistic output, right? यहाँ पे अगर आप ऐसे करो तो then it won't make any mistakes or any hallucinations. So if you look at common AI hallucinations and how to catch them, fake drug names. AI says sitagliptin, empagliflozin combination, some random brand name it is giving of this combination. And you feel ki this is a brand name you've never heard of. Now, always check this in a regular conventional search engine like Google or any other, maybe DuckDuckGo or Google, wherever, whichever search engine you are using. And you will find कि ये ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं, AI ने invent कर लिया. Then ask AI, is this brand name what you have suggested actually available combination in India? If not, suggest the real alternatives. Then you will see the option, right? Made up guidelines. AI says as per 2020 the Indian diabetes guidelines target HbA1c 6.5 in all elderly patients. Well, you don't remember this specific recommendation in any guidelines. In that case, always double check this in a regular search engine and ask AI which specific guideline document you're citing, provide exact page number. अगर यहाँ पे AI ने गफलत किया, if it's not able to answer you, that means AI is hallucinated. एक छोटा सा question आपने डाला and it kind of fizzled out. So this is the way you challenge and test it. Pattern recognition, hallucinations often include very specific numbers. Over specific हो जाता है कि 67.4% of so and so is having this issue or is not having this issue, right? So again, same process, exact guideline years. You don't recall reading any such guidelines in your time. Tests which are never ordered, lab doesn't offer them. Please double check that. And unfamiliar brand names. All are the 3 scenarios which can manifest when you're interacting AI. Now, the pro technique, which is what we call as, this is what something we have created in-house, Dr. Alok, myself, and Dr. Parat Sabu, all 3 of us have created this innovative approach, which is called challenge AI technique. So here, when to challenge AI is the challenge. What you want to give it is directly head on. And when do you use it? Because we should never feel or accept AI's first answer as it is, thinking that it may be knowing better. When AI output does not make sense or conflicts your clinical knowledge, use this test. Now, this is a three-step test. AI's first response, let's say gentamicin, this is 2 to 3 doses, पहला वाला example, you challenge it. वो response को आप reply करो in the same chat that your recommendation seems incorrect. भले सही हो तो भी उसको बोलो. Current practice is once daily dosing for gentamicin, not divided doses. This is to reduce nephrotoxicity. Please provide updated dosing. And you'll be surprised to know AI correct कर देगा अपने आप. And the output what you get now will be complete and even more accurate than any other textbook or medical literature you would be exploring. So challenge it. Challenge the first response always if you feel something is off, right? Because this is not just for drug related drug related queries or that thing. Even for scientific concepts, when you're interacting with AI, please use this simple line, your recommendation seems and correct with the logical reason you're thinking, and do this. So the principle is AI is not infallible. It makes mistakes. When something seems wrong, please say so. Often AI will acknowledge the error and provide a better, corrected, more refined, more ideal information when challenged directly. So don't be intimidated by AI. You are always a clinician first, doctor first. AI is a tool. Challenge it repeatedly when you need it. Now comes the 5 second safety workflow which we have built in house. So first thing is clinical sense, 2 seconds, Indian reality check, 2 seconds, reference check, 1 second. And if any of these three checks fail, don't use AI output as it is. Verify in up to date or just double check in the guidelines. Challenge AI for correction. Trust your judgment over AI. And yes, with this, I'd like to take you all to the key takeaways. Clinical sense check, Indian reality check, reference verification check, and the fabricated references check is very, very important to be verified, especially when you are working on looking or learning at guideline based information. So just follow this 5 step process, what we have discussed here. And I'm sure your experience of using AI is going to be just amazing. And you will not just be a better learned professional, but you will actually have a lot of additional relevant information which AI will fill in for you on the subject of interest you are interacting or learning from. With this, I would like to end the session and once again thank entire AMC for this opportunity to be able to contribute for the session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Alok. Thank you so much.
Harsh, something which I appreciate in you always is to deliver the goods, but you deliver it before time. So with 6 months remaining, there are very few speakers who deliver on time. I'm one of the speakers who overshoots the time in many ways. You always deliver before time. Some great qualities that I need to learn from you. Now, those 6 minutes, I won't pass on to the next wonderful speaker. We have Dr. Payoti from Kolkata, but I won't give that mileage to him. I'll use this mileage to give the credit to Harsh. So, Harsh, we'll stop here and we'll ask you some personal questions here.
Please.
So, tell me in the next 5 minutes, what pulled you to AI? What made you start loving AI?
Efficiency and time management. So with AI, I've increased my efficiency by 20%. I've enhanced my time management by more than 30%. And what AI has done is it has offloaded a lot of non-intelligence, or rather, I would say non-human intelligence requiring tasks in my day-to-day activities, where you don't need clinical intelligence, you just need labor intelligence. So that labor intelligence offloading is what AI has done to me, and that's what keeps on driving and inspiring. Right? We are here doctors, we are clinically intelligent human beings. We don't need to have labor intelligence to do things like drafting an email. हमारा English linguistic expressive part of your brain is not needed to be invested energy. मतलब हमारा energy उस पे invest नहीं होना चाहिए. Our energy should be invested in pure clinical work. So AI has that power, and it's been having since beginning to be linguistically brilliant and offload a lot of such activities and tasks. Auto reminder systems, phenomenal. Yes,
that's a brilliant answer.
All these aspects.
But I would like the audience to understand, which is more important. You're doing some real-time work, which has helped patients and medical practitioners. And I think I'm also a part of it somewhere. So could you tell us a little more about the companies you're running and the kind of real-time work that you're doing with AI, which has actually resulted in some accolades or some honors, and which has actually some use cases which has actually resulted in a difference in the life of people as well as doctors?
Thank you. Thanks
So
for
no,
that.
the proof of the pudding is in eating it.
Yes.
We take a lot of classes and talks on AI, but why don't you share something which you and your colleagues have done in real life, which has made a difference?
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that question. In fact, it's indeed a great privilege because this entire journey was started getting inspired with Dr. Alok when he was part of MIT program in US, and I kind of just caught up with him in the next batch. So he's my senior, and gradually we had Dr. Bharat also joining. He was working with University of Edinburgh and data science in healthcare at that point of time, and all three of us kind of met up and started this initiative called Docyantra. So under the umbrella of Docyantra, what we have done is we have developed some actual clinically usable solutions, which are currently entered into the prototype to minimal viable product stage as we speak right now, where we've built on 5 key pillars in metabolic care. So one thing what we have, the flagship solution what we built is called Mitra. So Mitra is a patient self-education chatbot which we created, and it has been programmed to operate in 100 Indian vernacular languages. And most importantly, it has been trained on Indian data, Indian guidelines, and it responds very, very specific to the queries applicable and relevant to our patients. So we published this under the leadership of Dr. Bharat last year in ADA in 2025 American Diabetes Association, and we actually won the best research abstract of 2025 at ADA in Chicago. That was our first stepping stone. Following that, we created something called CGM Maestro. It's again a state of art solution what we have built, where you just need to type the trend you see on a continuous glucose monitoring report. You don't even need to upload the report. You just need to put the trend in it. As in, you see by 4 p.m. say 6 p.m. you're seeing a hypoglycemia in evening, or let's say you're seeing early morning hypoglycemia, let's say from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Right now, that spikes. You just need to type it out. You don't even need to upload the report or reveal the identity of patient. It creates a supremely intelligent output of differential diagnosis, therapeutic probables, therapeutic differentials as well. All these things it does, and we have trained this particular prototype rigorously over almost 8 months, and then we got empaneled with NASCOM in Gandhinagar under NASCOM's International Center of Excellence in AI, and that is now fueling and funding our project, and we are gradually progressing towards the final product by the end of this quarter. The third innovation is spearheaded by Dr. Alok, which is on drug interact AI. It is world's first artificial intelligence engine, which has been trained on allopathy drugs, Ayurveda drugs, homeopathy drugs, and the intelligence of AI is designed to find non-published possible risk interactions amongst these drugs based on the biomolecular structure of them and their pathway of expression into the circulation of human blood. So that's the whole concept on which the solution is built upon. The fourth solution is something what we've created called Panelverse. I'm sure a lot of us go to multiple conferences as panelists, and many a times you would have observed कि panelist जब पहला question बोलता है तो answer बढ़िया आता है, second जाता है तो थोड़ा और बढ़िया आता है, but third पे suddenly there's a massive drop in the energy of audience, speaker as well as panelist. because कुछ टेढ़ी मेढ़ी question आ जाता है and it breaks the flow of your entire panel discussion. So what Panelverse does is it creates questions, not the answers. It's a very unique AI-based solution what we have built, which is a questions generator, where it's been trained on a looping intelligence mechanism, जहाँ पे वो पहला question ऐसे बनाएगा कि उसका presumed answer will link to the second question. It will not give an answer, but it will intelligently think of an answer of that question, and it will make sure that जो second question draft करेगा वो first के answer से link हो जाएगा. And then second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. So from question 1 to question 6 of that panel discussion, the audience will be glued to that session of 1 hour or 1.5 hour what it's getting exposed. So that is our fourth solution. And now the last one before I end the session, it's called Juris Medica, which we developed in collaboration with Gujarat National Law University, which is India's first medico-legal AI agent, which actually has been trained on the legal side of the medical legal system as well as on Davidson and Harrison's of our medical practice. So it's like blend of the both worlds. It actually curates clinical scenarios which have medical legal consequences, and it creates medical consequences which may have clinical outcome driven variations where clinicians may not even know कि ऐसे medical legal issues भी हो सकते हैं. So it becomes like a sarthi to every clinician and every lawyer to be, it's like one point information basket for both the fraternities together. And we have just finished our beta testing with GNLU last week, and maybe in a month's time we will be launching it for access to everyone. So these are the 5 developments we have done. Thank you all for the patient listening.
Thank you, Persh. That was phenomenal, and more energy and more power to you. Thank you for being there every time for many projects. And I won't take away much time because we have another celebrated speaker here, Dr. Payodi Dhari is hailing all the way from Kolkata. So first of all, many thanks, Dr. Payodi, with a very tight, busy schedule and a celebrity status. You have come all the way, take your time for us. I'm very grateful to you. And to introduce you, I will be giving you a very a fantastic gentleman whom we have a lot of respect and love for. We have our own committee member, Dr. Shailesh Shenava, who would be introducing you. And let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Shailesh here. Dr. Shailesh is a specialist in orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics, who's the professor and head of department at Tirna Medical College, New Bombay. He's done his, after doing his BDS, he's done his MDS in orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics from A.B. Shetty Memorial Institute of Dental Sciences. Currently serving as professor and head at Tirna Dental Medical College, former lecturer and professor and head at Darshan Dental College, Udaipur. Also been an undergraduate and postgraduate examiner for the Maharashtra University of Health Sciences for more than 10 years. With a fantastic clinical experience of 20 years in clear aligners, self-ligating braces, functional appliances and temporary anchorage devices and bone anchors, he holds and he's been serving phenomenally as a past vice president of the Indian Orthodontic Society, executive committee member of the Indian Orthodontic Society, organizing chair of 10th Mid-Year Convention in Greece, as well as 27th Indian Orthodontic Conference in Mumbai, member of Medical Consult AMC for the last many years, member of American Association of Orthodontists, and the list goes on and on. He's been serving phenomenally well. Attached currently to the Westmead Hospital, Sydney, Australia, as well as Gokaldham Medical Center in Mumbai, with a huge number of publications at national and international levels, and a lot of patents in the field of diagnostic devices and orthodontic appliances. That's not the only thing. He's a national level weightlifter, first place in Karnataka, former president and secretary at Student Council of A.B. Shetty Memorial Institute, and a person who loves traveling with a lot of passion. So over to you. And Dr. Shailesh, I hope you would be very happy to introduce our celebrated speaker, Dr. Payodi here. Over to you, Dr. Shailesh.
A very good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Alok Modi, sir, for a wonderful introduction. I have the privilege of introducing the speaker for today's afternoon, Dr. Payodi.
I just upload his, just give me a minute. I just upload his.
Yes.
Yeah, there we are. No, just 1 second. It's my window. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Payodi Dar is a consultant physician and a cardiodiabetologist, as well as an academic leader and a healthcare entrepreneur. He's been the founder and president of the Kolkata Nurture Foundation, as well as the founder of Hope Academic Initiatives. He's also the chairman of Valmiki Healthcare Private Limited, as well as Uni Edu Health Private Limited, and also the chairman of Take Care Lab and Hospital. Well, he has global recognition and achievements in his name, wherein he has got the India Healthcare Award in the year 2018 for his excellence in cardiometabolic disorders. He has represented India at the BioAsia in the year 2017 and 2024, and has been a guest speaker in Oman in the year 2021. He has various publications in international journals. He is attached to the BP Podar Hospital and Medical Research Center, as well as the Iris Hospital at JMS Hospital and DCI Clinic and Laboratories. He is also the assistant professor in endocrinology, as well as in charge of JIMSH and MCH West Bengal. He is the general secretary of the West Bengal and West Eastern India, in charge of the Indo-Indian Pharmacological Society, as well as the vice president of the state and central council member of the Indian Medical Association, and also a life member of ICS, FERCI, as well as HP. With this, I introduce the speaker for today's afternoon, Dr. Payodi Das.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you,
thank
sir.
you for such a vivid, descriptive, elaborative introduction. And I sincerely thank Alok Bhai for the opportunity. Just a second for sharing. I'm just sharing my presentation. A second, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I hope it's visible.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Before we give the virtual dais to Dr. Payodi, I would just like to take the audience that we keep reading a lot about phenomenal drug research, new molecules being discovered, how the science has speeded up, and a lot of new fantastic molecules has come up without doing any animal trials as well as human trials. So that's the real importance of the gentleman who does these things and who can actually take you into the way this pudding of drug research is done. There's no better person than Dr. Payodi. With that introduction, I hand it over to you, Dr. Payodi.
Sure. Thank you, Alok Bhai.
Your slides are visible.
Yeah. My slides are visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Sure. Great.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here and at such a time where AI is present. It's no more a future. Today's topic, where we are discussing the drug research and artificial intelligence, we are practically as a transformation time where we are reimagining the therapeutics at the age of intelligent system. So I'll try to go through the details of it in a few seconds. Somehow it's not being shared.
Yeah. Your screen is on in presentation mode.
Yes, but it's not being. The screen is not changing. That's the problem. Just a second. I'm just doing it.
Sure. In any good tech conference, there are going to be glitches. We have always seen in the best conferences there are tech glitches.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. That tells you that the speaker is. Yeah, we can see your screen.
So I don't think that we should waste any time about introducing artificial intelligence to this August gathering, because we all know that what artificial intelligence is doing today. It practically enhancing the medical diagnosis with data-driven insights, improving the healthcare efficiency with automated processes. So let's come to the AI in drug discovery. So basically, drug research is a very broad term. When you talk about drug research, it encompasses multiple things. It starts from molecule to medicine. So it's practically from bedside to bedside and bedside to bedside, an amalgamation or comprehensiveness at the same time. Where do we stand today? If we look at it, it's a very peculiar place. The drug research in today's world is sort of broken. Why? Because around 10 to 15 years is taken, it's minimum for average drug development in a standard classical protocol, around 2 to 3 billion cost per approved drug, 90% failure rate, target misidentification remains very, very common, trial inefficiencies, data bias, recruitment delays, so on and so forth. So the system itself, if it is inefficient, intelligence must intervene. What is AI in drug research? AI in therapeutics practically includes machine learning, deep learning, NLP, graph neural networks, and generative AI, we all know. But at the same time, in the past part of drug research, it enables the target discovery, molecule design, clinical trial simulation, and post-marketing surveillance, which is very, very core of any drug research and coming and making a drug available at the market effectively. So the target identification revolution had took place by the DeepMind and AlphaFold coming in. What is the impact of it? The protein structure predicted at near lab precision. The accelerated structure-based drug design was possible. So we have moved from guessing the structure to knowing it actually. The virtual screening and lead optimization. So when we actually develop a drug, the lead optimization is a very, very, very important step in drug discovery and in the entire journey of a drug to be an approved drug. So AI can actually screen millions of compounds virtually at the very small amount of time, predict binding affinity, and estimate the admit absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, timing properties, and also it can help companies who are advancing in the field of extensia, in silico medicine. And what is the outcome? Outcome is reduced preclinical timelines and faster candidate nomination. So the time sparing and specificity are two important takeaways from this part. Now, as I said, generative AI and molecular part, we all know what generative AI actually does in drug discovery. It helps to design new scaffolds, optimizes the PKs, reduces the toxicity risk, and enhances selectivity. So it not merely analyzes the molecule, it also imagines them in real time. A very, very important thing is multiomics integration for target discovery. What is the core concept of it? The core concept is that a disease is not a single gene malfunction. It's a multi-layer issue which covers through genomics, epigenetics, proteomics, transcriptomics, and biomics. Now, when you have all of this, the AI structure helps you to go through a variational inference for latent disease modules, multi-view learning from different aspects, correlation network, and machine learning, and CCA, which helps into a conversion of a proper mathematical framing. Now, this leads to the output in the research value. How? The convergent biological nodes, drug-sensitive hubs, and biomarker clusters. The transformer models in molecular language modeling, this is another area where AI can be very helpful. Molecules are basically language. The SMILE strings treated as sequences. The applications are property prediction, reaction outcome modeling, and de novo molecular designing. What is the advanced use? It helps in the fine-tuning for blinding affinity, solubility, and synthetic feasibility. The 3D aware GNNs are coming up that helps to capture spatial geometry, bond types, and electrostatic features. The advantage of this is that the graph neural networks basically help to strategize the drug design. So it outperforms the classical docking scoring functions, which was cumbersome, which used to take huge amount of time. Chances of mistakes were high. Chances of finding the correct output was very low. These are being outperformed today. AI augmented molecular docking and blinding free energy prediction. There is a scope of hybriding, and the outcome is improved ranking of candidate ligands with reduced false positives, which I have already said. Generative drug design via reinforcement learning, RL framework, as we say. It primarily works in the part of toxicity and policy gradient optimization as of now. The application is multi-objective optimization in case of potency, selectivity, and the ADMET properties. AI in pharmacokinetics, the neural load modeling application, it helps in personalized dosing, organ impairment modeling, and pediatric exploitation. Gradually, this is also helping in oncological issues and in geriatric patients, that is, in pediatric and geriatric groups, and also in special cases. This is a very, 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 very important part. The problem is off-target effects. AI predicts the off-target binding, chromatin accessibility. The optimization is done. The score equal to the alpha efficiency minus beta off-target risk. It improves safety in gene-based therapeutics. Now, if we move toward the autonomous drug discovery pipeline, the closed-loop system has the properties of hypothesis generation, molecular generation, automated synthesis, robotic screening, and feedback optimization. So basically, it is a self-improving algorithmic loop. What is our vision? Our vision is from linear research pipeline to move toward an adaptive intelligence ecosystem. So with this, I have tried to cover a first section of drug development. But drug discovery does not necessarily relate to drug development. Once the drug is developed, the next stage is the clinical trial. So how AI can help us in clinical trials. It can help us to bring smarter trial designs. So AI enables precision patient matching, which is very, very important in today's world. And tomorrow, it will be the way of looking towards the therapeutics. Predictive adverse event modeling, dropout risk estimation, and adaptive trial protocols. So it is a digital twin patient. This helps in reducing the cost, finding out the correct number, getting the exact data, and increasing the specificity of the trials. The real world evidence. This is a term those who are associated with research know. This is some people say it is overhyped. Clinicians say this is the only thing. And some say it is very important in a long term projection of any drug. So AI actually mines the EMR databases, the insurance claims, pharmacovigilance reports, and social media safety signals. So with all this, it helps in integration of regulatory oversight from the regulatory authorities, and the post-marketing data thus remains no longer passive. It becomes predictive, which helps in decreasing the loss of time, increasing the improvement of the drug, and increasing the efficiency of the drug which is coming to the market, and actually helping into the therapeutic outcome. The AI application in drug discovery and development plays a significant role in transforming drug discovery and development by accelerating the research process, improving accuracy, reducing costs through advanced data analysis, predictive models, and it also enables the researchers to identify potential treatments more efficiently, more effectively, in a much more time-bound manner. So, what about AI in personalized medicine? Because now we are gradually approaching towards the personalized medicine. In personalized medicine, drug plays the most important role. It's like a key to the lock, a specific key to the lock. So AI-driven precision medicine therapeutics is genotype-guided dosing, polypharmacy interaction modeling, predictive toxicity, and biomarker-guided stratification. So there is a shift of concept, drug for a disease to drug for a patient. It is possible with the help of AI. How about the areas which we rarely touch? In case of orphan drugs or in case of oncology, that is AI in oncology or rare diseases. It accelerates the rare mutation detection, trial cohort simulation, and repurposing strategies. For example, Benevolent AI used AI to identify the repurposing candidates in inflammatory disease pathway. Recently, MedAI have helped to find out that statins can be used as antioxidants. Statins can be used in case of Crohn's disease. Nicotine patches can be used in case of Crohn's disease. These are the things which are coming up in repurposing by use of AI. Now, section 4, which is very, very important in this journey, that is ethics, risk, and governance. The concerns are algorithm bias, data privacy, black box decision systems, overfitting clinical models, and regulatory lag. Technology without ethics is acceleration without directions, but at the same time, this balance and adopting it into the healthcare is very, very important. So ethical considerations are important in AI in ensuring data privacy and safety, security, maintaining transparency in AI systems, and addressing potential bias. The uncertainties are of two primary types. One is epistemic uncertainty, another is electronic uncertainty. So Bayesian deep learning says, and if we also think about the Monte Carlo dropout, it basically approximates posterior. So the importance is the regulatory acceptance requires this uncertainty bounds. There is a term called the more enthalpy is there, the chance of newer progress is higher. Now, what is enthalpy? Enthalpy is a measure of dysregulation. So if you find out the dysregulation in a higher number, there is a chance of rectifying it and specifying the entire project to the dysregulations and making it to a better outcome. What about India and its global opportunity. As the AI Global Summit is happening, I was very fortunate enough to be a participant in that. So what I found out that opportunity of emerging ecosystems for India primarily lies in the tier 2, tier 3 infrastructure. AI-ready lab data networks, academic industry collaborations, translational research clusters, and affordable computational drug modeling hubs. And these are no more future. These are happening today. And India can leapfrog from generics to generative. Probably government of India is coming up with greater number of investments in these areas. So I'll specify my takeaway from the AI summit into the drug research today. It also helps improve diagnostic accuracy, enhance patient care, efficient healthcare operations. Now, if we summarize what actually AI has given the drug into the drug research or can give in the drug research, this is basically from a hypothesis, it can give prediction. In the traditional drug research, it was hypothesis driven. The AI driven drug research is data driven. It was previously single target focused. Now it is network level targeting. It was previously X-ray crystallography, now AlphaFold structure prediction. High throughput screening, now the virtual screening. Known chemical space, generative molecular design. Animal testing, as very, very importantly, Alok Bhai was saying, for toxicity, now it is AI-based toxicity prediction. Fixed trial protocols, adaptive clinical trials. In a trial, you are seeing something new is happening. You can take and get into it, and another branch can be generated from there. Manual patient recruitment, AI-driven patient selection, lesser dropout should have been mentioned, and relatively safe monitoring, real-time signal detection. Here, safety was the only problem. Here, signal detection is more precise. So basically, the traditional drug research was slow and extremely costly, and AI-driven drug research gives us the opportunity to have a fast and efficient thing. So the future landscape, practically in my opinion, revolves around AI and CRISPR convergence, the autonomous labs, self-optimizing drug pipelines, real-time safety dashboards. What are the key benefits of AI here? Dramatic reduction in timelines. AI basically accelerates the early discovery, compressing the timeline from years to even months. Significant cost reductions. It decreases in a data recently published in Lancet. It's able to decrease the cost by near about 66%, which is 63%, which is nearly 2/3. The improved target identification accuracy, enhanced molecule designing, smarter clinical trial design. AI basically optimizes the patient selection, predict adverse events, and adapt trial protocols. Accelerated drug repurposing, which is very, very, very important in these days, where the lesser number of new drugs are coming. Improved pharmacovigilance. And not only improved pharmacovigilance, it also enables in genotype guided dosing and individualization of therapy, which is very important in a country which is flooded with NCDs, non-communicable diseases. The predictive modeling, which helps in prevention and community care, autonomous drug discovery. So the macro level benefits are democratized discovery, faster emergency responses, enhanced research capacity, and improve global health. So AI in drug research basically converts biology into a computable probability. So in my opinion, with AI coming in, drug discovery remains no longer a laboratory race. It is an intelligence revolution with proper, dedicated, supervised, specified interference. Those who integrate data, biology, and ethics will define therapeutics for future. With that, I'll end, and I remain open for any questions and future interactions. Thank you, Alok Bhai.
Thank you, Dr. Payodi. That was phenomenal. I know it's a very tough topic. Doing drug research with AI is not a piece of cake. Well, you made it so simple. You made it sound as if you just walk into the lab and come out with some platinum and golden come out. So you've really made it very simple, but that's very important because people should know that drug research is getting enhanced by, companies are saving 10 to 15 years and millions of dollars. And
Right.
a lot of
Very
silico
true.
analysis can be done, so you don't have to subject live human beings or animals to unnecessary trials. And there is so much, actually, this could be a 3 to 4 day workshop actually by itself under your auspices. And I would encourage you to invite us all and train us on this. This is so wonderful and fun. Thank you very much for joining us. So we move forward in the agenda, and unfortunately, everybody will have to tolerate me now because I'm the next speaker. So to move forward, I would hand it over to Dr. Pankaj. So Dr. Pankaj, I would be happy to introduce Dr. Pankaj first. Just give me a second here, please.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Pankaj, I'm not able to find your introductions. Could you share it with me, please?
Yeah. I'll need to create it, sir. So just it's okay. I'm a chest physician based in Mumbai. I'm practicing chest physician since last 15 years in Mumbai. So that's it. That's about it, sir. It will be honor to introduce you, sir, first.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining up. It's a pleasure to have a wonderful MC member joining us for the session today. I'm grateful to you.
Yeah. Sir, it's my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Alok Modi, sir. He needs no introduction, but just for the sake, because everyone, sir, knows everyone and everyone knows, sir. He's our AI person in AMC. Coming to his academic experience, he's a topper in MD from St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital. Sir is a fellow of College of Physicians USA. He also done his postgraduate in lipidology from South Wales University, UK. He's a fellow of Indian Society of Hypertension. He's a fellow of Indian Association of Clinical Medicine and fellow of Diabetes India. So there's various national and international awards under his belt. He has more than 10 or 15 international awards for him. He's a Fostering Diversity Awards, ACP India Chapter August 2025, ACP International Award, ACP India Chapter August 2024.
I think it gets embarrassing, Pankaj. I think let's not continue with my introduction.
Sir, okay, I'll just come to the main points. Sir is an official trainer in, officially certified trainer for American Board of Artificial Intelligence Advanced Course. Is a certified trainer in from Massachusetts University and certified Microsoft Office trainer in AI and Health Services. Various international national publications, sir. And today, sir will be speaking to us about this AI thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. That's very kind of you. Thanks a lot for that wonderful introduction. Today, I will not talk AI. I keep talking AI everywhere. So I'm going to talk about something little better and little basic, and that is mobile. So I've been getting this query from the president himself and from a lot of people that how do you back up your mobile? Now, this piece of mobile that you all see over here in our hand, now this whether you buy this for 25,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, 1,25,000 or 2 lakh rupees, and I think Samsung Ultra S26 is going to be launched in February 8, and you're getting a discount of from 12,000 to 15,000. So go for it, guys. If you're interested, this is S25 Ultra, which I bought last year, and I'm happy with it. And I don't upgrade my mobile every year because companies are smart. They put in one new edition and they inflate the price by 50,000. I generally upgrade my mobile every 4 to 5 years, and trust me, it lasts very well. Very few people know that the company releases, especially Samsung, releases operating system upgrade for 4 versions. So suppose you've got Android version 16 now, it will keep upgrading it to Android version 18 or 19. After that, it will stop upgrading. So you have a peaceful 4 years before you need to upgrade. You just upgrade a little bit on the hardware. So S25, I was lacking the AI tools which S26 had. Before I bought S26, S25 had got all the hard AI tools upgraded into the operating system. So unless you have a lot of money to flaunt, I don't recommend buying a new phone every year. So that's one thing. I'm sure no companies are going to like me talking like that. Now I'm going to talk to you about something which you all want to know about backup. So suppose you lose your phone crashes, you have a malware, you have a virus, and your data is gone. Now, which are the important data in a phone? First thing I'll tell you something is this called as a smartphone. It's not called as a mobile. A smartphone means it can work many things for you, which you all don't do. It's really smart. That's why you're paying 1 lakh rupees plus for this phone. But we use it like a normal phone. We use it like a walkie-talkie. We only use it to make calls and receive calls. We do not run many things. You can run your AI here, Chat GPT here, Perplexity, Claude. You can run your Office, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, everything. You can present everything from here instead of a laptop. You can keep your airline tickets, you can keep your updates, you can keep your apps, you can keep your medical calendars, you can keep your patient database. You can do so many things. You have WhatsApp, you have Insta, you have Facebook. So how many things you can do? So that's why it's a smartphone. But the truth is that in real life, more than 80% people do not use, I'm sorry, more than 20%, less than 20% people use more than 80% features of your phone. So around 80% people of in the population do not use even 20% features which are there. So it's a sheer wastage of money. So start doing that. So now the important data that is relevant to you in case you lose your phone is your SMS. SMS is very important, confidential, legal, banking, financial information which you don't want to lose. Your photos are very precious. People lose their photos which they don't want to lose. Your WhatsApp is very precious. You can't afford to lose your WhatsApp. Your contacts are very important. Your emails are very important. So these are some of the data which you don't want to use. And suppose you lose your phone or something goes wrong with your phone, you don't want your data to go. So the system should be such that if you lose your phone or if you format your phone, then your data should come back. And that is a talk for today. And I think a lot of people have been asking me. So actually, I tried to take this for the last 4 to 5 months, but somehow I could not take it. So I'm taking this today in the next half an hour. So be with me and I'll show you how to do it. Just give me a minute. I'll throw my phone on the this thing. Just give me a minute here, please. So I guess you can see my phone here. So as you can see, this is my phone. I'm wirelessly throwing my mobile. The only problem is the catch which I have is some of my private data. I would not like it to be shared. Like it's a privilege everybody has, but then I'll try to sue what I can and then take it from there. So the first thing I'll do is an SMS. Now the common app that you all have for SMS is this app. All the phones give you this app called as Messages, right? Now that's not my primary app, so I'll just set it as a primary app and I'll show you. Now this is the app, right? So this is the app which shows all your banking information, the money that is coming, your appointments, your jam messages, your spam messages, everything comes. It's a big pain to find out which messages come when and how to search it. It's a real pain in the neck. So this is a very good app, which is a default app, but most of you use it, but it doesn't give you any insight into how your messages flow. So this is an app called as SMS Organizer, which you can see over here. This is available from Google Play Store. The owner of this app is Microsoft. So it's a very high quality app. And you know the beauty, it's free of cost. You don't have to pay a single paisa here. So this classifies your messages into 3, 4 things. First is at the top, you have messages column, then you have reminders column, then you have financial column. Now see all my bank accounts, even if you see it doesn't matter because you can't see my money. Anyway, there's not much money. But as you can see, there is a lot of cross. So unless I click on it and I give the privilege, you can't see my finances. But these are my financial messages, which will tell me my balances, my ins and outs in each account or whatever. So all these messages are there for you to see. And this is important because this is very helpful. Now let's come into messages. Now these messages are classified into personal messages, transactional messages, promotional messages, and starred messages. Now, suppose if you're going to have messages which you do not want to lose, when you delete your messages, then you can star them. Now, what I will show you here is promotional messages. You get a lot of these promotional messages, that you can buy this Vyapar sound box, you can buy this credit card, you can buy this weekend pizza off in Pizza Hut and all that. All these messages are here. You may not require them. So if you want to keep something, you keep them. Otherwise, you can go here in bulk, okay, and select all these messages. The moment you select all these in bulk, you can get rid of all these junk messages within 2 seconds. See, a lot of headache, a lot of weight from your mind and from your mobile gets deleted. It doesn't occupy a lot of space, but it is a sheer wastage of storage space in your phone. So these are all bulk messages which you don't need. So you can select all of them, go here and delete all of them. So it's deleting 34 messages in one go. So a lot of my promotional messages have gone. Now these are transactional messages which would take care of your banking transactions and other thing which I will not open here for privacy issues. But the bottom line is this tab, transactional tab, gives you all your financial transactions and your payments, your credit card payments and all that. These are your personal messages which you get from people. So some people have called up, like you've got a missed call from so-and-so number, like Hers just called me to tell me that he's going to join up very soon for the meeting. So all these personal messages come. So as you can see, all these messages are very beautifully segregated. And if you have a problem, you can search here under any kind of rule. You can either put in the name, You can put in the type of the message, you can put in the bank detail, whatever you want, you can search and get it. And the beauty doesn't end here. There is a lot of beauty on this. The real beauty is getting a backup, which is what today's talk is all about. So when you go to the settings over here, you get a lot of fun features here. You can choose a theme. So I have taken a system theme, so that's why it's in black, because I like to save my battery. Because I keep the phone as a black background, it saves a lot of my battery. But you can change the theme if you want. You can send group messages from here. You can decide whether your notification should be with a sound or without a sound. You can decide whether certain rules you can create. Now, see, this is something like an email. So you can decide to create certain rules, like I'll show you over here. You can delete certain older OTP messages. You can delete certain promotional messages. You can delete block messages. So all these OTPs which are there for the last 1 year or so, you can delete all these OTPs very successfully. It is going to delete all these OTP messages for 1 year. Then you can choose a language. You can go for a general setting. You can decide the font size. You can decide the message folder where you want, whether you want it as a 24-hour format or do you want it as a non 24-hour format. So 24-hour format means your 5 p.m. will show as 17:00. If you are not using a 24-hour format, it will show as 5 p.m. As you can see over here, it is showing 1 p.m. So whatever you want, you can do. But the real beauty of this is this, which I wanted to show you. That is backup. No messages give you this kind of a feature. So you can make a backup. Now, this is my primary Gmail account on which my phone is registered. You can choose whatever email account. Now, remember one thing, Android is a proprietorship of Google. So it will back up to some Gmail account, not to some Microsoft or some other account only. It will back up only to a Google account. So you choose a Google account of your choice from whatever you want. If this is not your primary, you can choose. Give the necessary privileges to that. We have given the privileges. It is saying accept, it is continue. Now it will back up. The last backup is 13th of February. That was here. So let me do a backup and show you. So it's creating a local backup dump. It will upload it to my Google Drive. But mind you, this does not count to the storage of my Google Drive. So I've just finished the backup here on 19th February, which is a total backup of 3,388 kilobytes. That's it. All my messages have been backed up. So even if I lose my phone, I don't lose anything, because the moment I click restore over here, it will tell me which all backups are there. I can choose that day's backup and get it back. So suppose I click 19, it will restore all my messages back into the quality that we decided. You can choose the account. Now, see, I've got multiple Gmail accounts. You can choose what account you want. You can back up over there. You can decide the frequency. You can back up manually when you want. You can have an auto backup on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. All those features are there. So I've kept it on a daily basis. It generally does it at 2 a.m. when I'm sleeping. Just keep your phone connected on the internet, which I'm sure your Wi-Fi's are running in the house, or your mobile data is on, and will automatically back up and give it to you. So you can be rest assured that all your SMSs are automatically back up for the entire 1 day, which takes care of the backup of the entire bulk of messages. So even if you have some 60,000 SMSs or something, it will back up automatically without occupying a lot of space. So that is the beauty of this software. This is something which I want you all to see. It's a fantastic software, makes life very easy for all of us. Now let's come to contacts. Now this is very simple. I'll show you how contacts work. Now see, whenever you have contacts, now for example, my phone has got more than 18,000 contacts. So these are all important contacts. I can't afford to lose them. So these are my contacts. As you can see, there is 14,230 contacts, and there is some 1,473 duplicates, whatever. So now these are the contacts. Now I'm creating a new contact. Let me create a new contact in the name of Dr. Harsh over here. So when I create a contact, I write Harsh. Okay. And then I give a surname. Okay. Now I'll add the phone number. I can add multiple phone numbers. I can classify his phone number as a work phone, main phone, clinic phone, whatever. I can decide his email addresses. I can put in which group I would like him to be. I can choose the group, whether he's a patient, he's a Marwadi, he's a Radisson person I met, whether he's my girlfriend one group, girlfriend two group, girlfriend three. Anyway, I don't have any girlfriend. I'm just kidding over here. So you can choose the groups. You can decide his work information. So you can put your visiting card here. You can choose his residential address. You can put his anniversaries and birthdays here. You can decide your relationship with him over here. You can put in certain notes. So if there's something which you want to write about him, some important notes, like he's a very important colleague, one of the top men of AI in the country, etc., I can write that. So having done that, when I put in all these things, okay, and the website address also I can put in. So see, so much of data you can put in, which very few of us put. You can also put a photo over here. You can also put a visiting card and a photo here. Now the most important part is, how do you save this? But the problem is we don't save it in the Gmail ID. We save it either in the phone memory, like on the top, or we save it in the SIM card memory. And this is where everybody makes a mistake. The moment you save it in the phone memory, if your phone is gone, you've gone. You've lost your contact permanently. If you save it in a SIM card, if you've got two SIM cards like I have got, so you can save it in SIM card 1 or SIM card 2. Again, when the SIM card is replaced, your data is gone permanently. Never ever store it on your phone or on your SIM card memory. Always store it on the Gmail ID. So suppose I'm storing it in my primary Gmail account over here, which is what I've selected as a default storage. See, this is my default storage. You can select whatever storage you want. It will get stored over there. So the moment I store it over here, that is where the phone is stored. Well, just for the sake of, let's see, AMC meeting 19th Feb 2026. I've just stored this as a rough message here. Just no, it has to get synchronized with my Google server, my Gmail server. It does it at a frequency of 5 minutes. I don't know if it will be doing it right now. I can manually force it, but I'm not doing it right now. So now let me show you some beauty over here. So just give me a minute here. I'll stop the share here and I will give you a new share. Just give me a minute here. So let me start my Google contacts on the screen and I'll give you a share. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'll just switch on the screen so you can see what I'm doing here. Just give me. So I guess you can see my screen here. So this is another piece of hardware, software which I've got called RoboPhone. It stores all my data. My backup of all my user IDs and passwords are here. I'll just show you here. Just give me a minute. So I don't know the password of my Gmail account. I've got Hajar accounts. Now this is a software which I would encourage. There's something called as Dashlane and the other one is this RoboForm. These are two internationally acknowledged softwares. And as you can see, I've got Hajar logins. See the amount of logins I've got. Huge number of website, banks, and other things logins. Very difficult to remember the login ID and password of everything. So see how beautifully I keep all the data here. This is all locked with my fingerprint or with my master password, which is very difficult to hack. It is impossible because it is online. So anyway, I won't go into the techniques here. So this is where I store my data. So see, it is going to log in into my Gmail account over here. I'll just show you my Google contacts here. So it will automatically enter the password. I don't have to remember my password. Now, since my Google is on double security, so till I authorize it from my phone, you can enter my Gmail account. That makes it very secure. Just give me a minute here. So I've just authorized it on my phone. And as you can see, all my contacts are here. So see, all my contacts are here, which is there on my phone. Now let me search for this AMC meeting, which I just entered here. See, saw that? See, it has come here directly. Did you see that? I just entered it on my phone in front of it. It has come here. So here also I can edit my contact. I can enter my contact here. It will automatically go to my phone. So saw the beauty of it. So if I lose contacts in my phone, I'm not losing anything. I buy a brand new phone. I register it to my primary Gmail account or whichever account I've saved my contacts. My entire 50,000, 60,000, 90,000 contacts, whatever I have, will automatically walk into the phone. So next time when Dr. Alok Modi calls you, say, who's this? Acha, 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 Dr. Modi, acha, acha, मुझे मालूम नहीं था. It gets very embarrassing. You get the impression that सामने वाला आपको importance नहीं देता. Then he says this wonderful statement. अरे, you know what? I formatted my phone. मेरा contact सब निकल गया. Sometimes they say that because they don't want to talk to you, but that is the impression you might get. But sometimes they generally say that because they have actually lost the contacts. So now with this method, you won't lose your contacts. So no matter what happens, your contacts can never ever disappear, no matter how many times you destroy or lose your phone. So this is all because it is neither stored on your laptop nor is it stored on your phone. It is stored with Google. So obviously some privacy issues are going to be there, but anyway, Google collects all your data anyway. So this is a fantastic system. You can do that. So this works very well. Now let me put in my share with my mobile here and show you. Just give me a minute. Okay. There's another way you can keep your data. If you have stored your data on your SIM card and your phone, then you can do one thing. You can search for something called as contacts backup. on Google Play Store. I'm not a very iPhone guy, so I'll give you this. So you have this contacts backup. This is something which I used to use in the past called Super Backup and Restore. This is a phenomenal piece of hard software. It's free of cost, but you will have to tolerate some ads which come in between. Otherwise, you pay some meager money like 100 or 200 rupees and remove the app. You can install this. And as you can see over here, it can back up your apps, your SMSs, your call logs, your call recorders, your contacts, your pictures. It can back up a lot of things, not really required because you'll have to sort of manually backup, then manually restore. It's a little time consuming and irritating. It's not required because you have everything on your Google Contacts backup. So this is regarding your contacts. I've covered SMSs, I've covered contacts. I'm going to cover camera. So see, remember one thing in any phone, any kind of phone that you have, there's a universal system which is being followed. So let's go to my file explorer. This is FX. Over here, if you see the file explorer, let me show you the main storage here. Now, in all the storage in the phone, remember one thing, this Android folder is where your operating system lies. Don't fiddle with it. You damage the system, you will damage your phone permanently and you will have to pay money to get it repaired. It's not meant for you, don't go into it. There's a hidden storage area which you cannot see. Under certain conditions, when we people like to work with, we can open up the entire operating system, manipulate the software of the operating system and make our phone faster or sing tunes which you have never heard of. So that's besides the point. I won't go into all that. That's not today's talk. But you can handle, so you can see you can keep your recordings here, you can keep your ringtones here. All your ringtones are there, but they're hidden right now because Samsung or the company doesn't want you to fiddle around with what is there inside the operating system. There's another way of changing your ringtone. I'll tell all that later. What the point I'm trying to make here is these, but just for your knowledge, any documents that you download get stored in the document folder, and anything else that you download can be stored in a download folder. Even download folder will have documents which you have downloaded, but this is a good place where you can store certain documents which you would like to preserve. Okay, so certain important PDFs, journal recordings, and all you can store over here. Now, this is a folder called DCIM. This is a place where all your images and videos are stored. So whatever you click with your camera is all over here. Your entire history, your entire life is here. And this occupies a lot of space, and these are very precious memories. You can't afford to lose them, right? So you see, I've got a lot of photos here. Correct? So these are some of the photos that you like. For example, if I'm giving some talk somewhere or something, so this is one of the photos. Like I was getting this award somewhere over here. So this is another photo, couple of my photos where I was getting recognized and all that. So I'm not here to show what I'm doing. This is with my friends. And we and I am having a fantastic meeting with them. I had a good time with them. So all my photos are here. So these are all some of the photos which you don't want to lose. You want to have it. This is another one-to-one with a um, maxillofacial surgeon here. This is some of the. This was a wonderful photo of the Kanchenjunga Hills, which I took when I was sitting in the flight towards when I was going to Meghalaya. This is a fantastic photo with me and my wife here. We were having a good time and we were in Darjeeling last week. Anyway, so some of the private photos I don't want to show over here. So these are some of the photos and all, but these are important. You can't afford to lose them. So the question is, how do you back up? Now, the beauty of the whole thing is you don't have to back up a single photo. This is something very few people know. So you don't have to back up a single photo because your photos are automatically stored by Google. I'm talking of Android. So there's something called as Google Photos. So when you go to Google Photos over here, so when you go to Google Photos, let me click Google Photos here and show you. So when you click Photos here, all your photos are automatically backed up by the timeline. And you can create albums, you can create collections. So Dr. Banshi Sabu was giving a talk recently in Diabetes India. These are some of the photos which I clicked for them. They're very good friends of mine. And these are some of the, this is one of the talk which I gave. So whatever photo, I mean, this is Dr. Anuj here, the president of RSSDI. So all the photos that you click, whatever photos you click and you don't, whatever you are keeping in a system is all there automatically stored in Google Photos. So whatever you have clicked is automatically there. You can again go log in of the website in a laptop and see those photos and you can download them from there. So bottom line is very few people know this, that you don't lose any photo. But there is one caveat here. Now suppose you're clicking the photo. Now see, photos are clicked in multiple formats. They're clicked as in a JPEG format, a PNG format, and a RAW format. These are the three common formats for a photo. What is a JPEG and a PNG format? These are two different formats which are storage formats. So for example, when you click the photo in its full glory with all the pixels and every detail on the photo, so that's in its original form. That's called as a raw photo. So when you're using a higher end camera and you're clicking a good photo, let's say you're clicking a photo from a 120 megabyte MB pixel camera or whatever, you might get a photo which is around 1 GB in size or maybe 80 or 90 megabytes in size, which is a huge file size. So imagine if you've got some 500 photos, you can imagine how much space that would occupy. Now, these are not the photos which are supposed to store, because these are the photos on which you can work in Photoshop and other softwares and make manipulations to make them the real photos that you would like to store for the future, correct? So these are the photos which are taken in the raw format by the camera, but when they are stored in a JPEG format or a PNG format. Now, what are these formats? These are the formats where a transformer kind of a technology works. So what it does, it picks up a lot of pixels which are common and removes them. So I'll give an example. So suppose I'm reading a book. Now a normal person might take 1 week to finish a novel of 100 pages. But suppose somebody who's very intelligent, let's give Dr. Hirsch's example. He might finish a novel of 100 pages in probably 1 hour. How does he do that? Does he just skim through the pages? No. What does he do is, now there are many sentences like, I saw that, then I came here, I went there, I met him, I shook hands, I smiled. So some of these sentences are very common. So you can just brush through them and get the gist of the message. Remember when we were preparing for our exams, like from Harrison, since I'm from medicine, so I was known as a walking, talking Harrison. So 3 volumes of Harrison to mug up is very difficult. So you just see one page, pick up what is important and move to the next page. So we could finish the entire Harrison in probably less than an hour. We could finish the entire Love and Bailey. My wife is a surgeon in probably less than an hour. So if you have read multiple times, you know what is common and what is distinct. So picking up what is distinct is important. So in a photo, similarly, picking up pixels which are distinct and removing the rest of the pixel does not make the photo different to a naked eye. And the photo which is 60 or 80 MB in size can be reduced to 10 or 15 KB or maybe 1 MB. Trust me, and that photo does not look anyway inferior to the original photo. So this is how photos are stored. So the point I'm trying to make to you is, Google, what it does, it stores the photo in a very small format because it does not want to occupy the space, because Google Photos is free of cost to you. So even if you click 50,000 photos, Google will not take away your space. It will give you the entire space free of cost. The caveat is it will be stored in a short format or a condensed format. But when you buy a Google phone like Pixel, which is a phone made by Google, then you can store the photo in its original full density free of cost, which you can't get that facility if you're not owning a Google phone. So that's the only difference you need to know, that if you want to store the photos in full glory, you have to pay and buy space in Google Photos. If you want them to be stored in the default setting, which is a storage setting, then you don't have to pay any money, but then you have to compromise a little bit on the quality, which is not discernible on the naked eye. So even if you lose all your photos, you have not lost anything, you can always download it from Google Photos. Very few people know that, so please remember that. So my Google Photos has got memories right from 2006 and 7. Got that? Now, whatever photos I have in my DCM folder, you can automatically and obviously shift it. So after you've clicked photos on a weekly basis or daily basis, depending upon you, if you've gone on a tour or a conference, you can take all those photos and put it in a pen drive, which you can hook onto your phone from the USB-C port, or you can of course hook on all these photos and take it to your PC. So you can connect a cable from your phone and your PC, and you can hook on over there also. That also does the same work. So it's up to you whether you want to manually shift it to your PC or to a pen drive or to the cloud. So that FX tool, which I just showed you in the beginning of my talk in AMC today, you can shift all your photos directly into your OneDrive or your Google Cloud, and you can shift all those photos and comfortably keep it over there. The choice is yours whether you want to back up personally that way. And there are third-party apps also available, which are costly, which I'm not talking about because it's a sheer wastage of money. It's not required. Now, the final thing which I want to talk to you about storage is WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp is very important. Very few people know that you can back up your WhatsApp. And this is something really great, and you should know this. So let me bring you back to WhatsApp. So let me open up my business WhatsApp here. Now, all these WhatsApp messages and importance which are there, these are all WhatsApps which are, you would probably love it if you can store every single piece of conversation, photos and videos. So in the beginning, I told you how to get rid of unnecessary photos and videos and make your WhatsApp shrink, become lean and healthy, right? Lean is healthy. Obesity is not healthy. So the more storage you give to your WhatsApp, the more unhealthy it becomes, or to your phone. So you will make it lean by the tools which I showed you in the morning. Now come to settings over here. And this is something called as a chats. So open up this chats, and this is inbuilt in your WhatsApp called as chat backup. This is something very few people know. This backs up your WhatsApp automatically to your Google Drive. But remember, this counts towards your Google Drive storage. So if you've got a default Google Drive storage of probably, I think it's some 12 GB or something, if I'm not mistaken, it occupies a lot of space. So see, my WhatsApp itself is 40 GB. So I cannot run with the free Google Drive. It is not possible. I need to buy the storage. I'll come to that little later. So as you can see, I've got a storage which I bought is around 200 GB. 138 GB is already being used by my various photos and documents in Google Drive, and around 40 GB is because of my WhatsApp backup. So you need to plan out how you want to do it. But the moment you back up, it will back up automatically to your Google Drive. It will do it generally once a day at 2 a.m. in the morning. So you have to keep it on and you have to keep your mobile data connection on. I hope you have a good data connection. It will back up. So all your WhatsApps are back up automatically. This is the most recommended way to back up because it is designed by Google. It doesn't fail. Make sure that you back up every day. Otherwise, suppose you have backed up at 2 o'clock in the morning, your phone fails at 5 p.m. in the evening. So from 2 a.m. to 5 p.m., whatever messages you have is all lost. So if you want to change your phone willingly, voluntarily, it's better to back up. Now, there's another way of backing up your phone, and this is a very simple way, but a little complicated way I'll show you. So go to a file manager, come over here, go to the main storage. Now remember this Android folder which I told you about, this is where you enter. So if you're comfortable, you do this because you should not damage the other data, otherwise your phone will stop working. So go to the Android folder, and if you go to the media folder over here, you can see two things. You can see com.whatsapp.w4b. This is my business WhatsApp data. And you see over here com.whatsapp, that's my normal WhatsApp. So I've got two SIM cards. I've got business WhatsApp on one, and I've got a plain vanilla WhatsApp on the other. What is business WhatsApp? What is plain WhatsApp? I'll cover in some other talk. So this is the WhatsApp folder that I have. Now, when I go into this, if you see this WhatsApp business, this folder has got all my three data.
Sir, your
This has got
screen
all
is
the
not
media of
visible.
my WhatsApp.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yeah,
Okay,
your screen sharing is
second.
not visible actually.
Yeah, it is not visible on the
Oh,
side.
sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I took it for granted once. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
sir.
But why? Yes,
Is
it
it
is
visible
visible
now?
now.
Sir, if you can show the previous
Yeah.
step
So
one.
what I was
Can you
saying
just
is,
zoom it?
yeah, I'll just show. No, I can't zoom it. Mobile cannot be
Oh,
zoomed. It has to go in this. If I zoom it,
right.
I'll lose many things over here.
Okay.
So what you do is go to your file explorer, go into the main storage. This is the Android folder. I told you not to fiddle with it because this has got actual working folder. So if you do some wrong things here, your phone might stop working. So you have to be very careful what you do. Open up the media folder here, and over here you'll find com.whatsapp.w4b, which is my business WhatsApp folder. And here you'll find com WhatsApp, which is my normal WhatsApp folder. So I've got two WhatsApps. So the business WhatsApp and the normal WhatsApp running on my phone because I've got two SIM card. What is a business WhatsApp? I'll cover some other time. So this is what it is. And you see, this is WhatsApp business. This has got this folder. And this is the media where I keep, where all your WhatsApp images, documents, profile, videos, all the media comes here and stored in the folders automatically. This is not your control, but this is how it is. So what you need to do is forget this backup. This is the backup that WhatsApp is doing on its own. These are crypt files which are doing backups on a periodic basis. Don't fiddle with them because your WhatsApp will not function. Don't bother about it. This is a software design thing. Just leave it as it is. What you need to do is you have to go into this com.whatsapp.w4b. Copy this folder. Okay. And if you can see over here, this folder will be around 40 to 80 GB or something. And you just copy this entire folder into your PC or on your pen drive or in your cloud and forget it. It might take around 1 hour to 2 hours to do it, but just copy and leave it. Similarly, for your normal WhatsApp, copy this folder which is at the top, com.whatsapp. Having done that, when you want to buy a new phone or your phone has crashed or whatever, before when you install WhatsApp, so when you go on Google Play Store and you're installing WhatsApp over here, right? You just type WhatsApp here. So I'm installing business WhatsApp here. Mine is already installed. So it's asking for an update. I didn't update it today morning. So once you install it, it will be, once you walk through the installation, it will ask you, do you have a backup from which you would like to restore WhatsApp from? So you need to give that backup. So what you need to do is in the new phone, before you install WhatsApp, take that folder, put it back in the same location, not any other location. So open up the Android folder on your phone, go to the media folder, and inside that, just copy that folder before you install WhatsApp. And then when you install WhatsApp, it will find that data there. It will put it back in the same condition when you're taken a backup, word to word, letter to letter, line to line, photo to photo. It's as simple as that. This is a little complicated method. This is a manual method. If you don't want to understand this and you want to pain yourself for this, let Google do it by showing you what I showed you. You can go over here in the settings and go for chats and go for this chat backup. And here is your Google backup, which I showed you. So Google will automatically backup here. You can choose the frequency of backup on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, or when I tap backup, or if you don't want a backup. So whatever I've covered is all over here. So today, friends, I've covered three important things. One is backing up your SMS, backing up your contacts, backing up your photos. Sorry, and the fourth thing is audio backup your WhatsApp. If your backups all this, you can throw your phone in the river and forget it. And if you have a lot of money, go and buy a new phone. And trust me, you will not lose a single data. Now, there is one more thing, the final thing, which is very important, which is called Google One. Now, this is something which comes to you by default. Very few people know it. This is Google One. This is an inbuilt software by Google which backs up your entire mobile completely and totally. So nothing because it is given by Google. So it's fantastic. Only thing is you will get the real benefit if you have bought a Google Drive. So like I've got a 200 GB Google Drive. So whatever mobiles you are registered on your primary email will all be over here. You can back up all your phones over here completely and totally. Your entire phone gets backed up. When you buy a new phone, you can take Google One and upload your entire phone with all the apps and all the settings going back. So when you do Google One, you can back up your entire phone, take a backup and reinstall it back into a new phone after putting Google backup, and everything is in place and you're doing fine. So I'll stop over here because I think the next speaker is in line, is waiting. So this is a fantastic way to back up your phone in a very beautiful way. Next time, don't tell me that we have lost our data and who's this? Acha, Dr. Modi, acha, I'm sorry I lost your phone. So don't say that. It becomes sometimes impolite and rude and spoiling relations when you tell a close friend, I don't know who you are. So this way you can back up everything. I think I'll stop here. I hope this is useful to all of you. And I would invite the next
Wonderful talk,
faculty
Anand bhai.
from.
Wonderful talk. As you are appreciating every one of us, we should also appreciate you for such a nice talk. And I opened it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Payodi. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. And the next speaker is Dr. Alpa Modi. She is an ortho surgeon. To invite her, I would like to request Dr. Mamta Jagyasi to do the honors. I hope she's online. I don't see her over here. Just give me a minute. I'll just call her up. She's the next repertoire for today. Yeah, hi, Dr. Mamta, Dr. Modi. No, you have all accesses. I cannot decide the microphone access from here. If your Zoom is updated, it will have automatic access. Actually, I can't see you on the panel. Okay, fine. So should we go ahead and can I share Dr. Alpamodi's slide? Can you do that? Can you uninstall your Zoom and reinstall it?
No, Alok bhai, please tell her to not to log in through password and the ID given, just to click on the link. I did the same mistake.
Dr. Mamta, don't log in through the ID and password. Just directly click on the link. You'll get everything in place. Just log out and just click on the link. Yeah, sure.
She must have joined from the attendance, this link, not from the panel. I can see her name in the
I think that
attendance.
must be. Yeah, I think that is a mistake. But then they will send individual
Yes,
links.
sir.
Actually. No problem. It happens. All the glitches are known to happen. That's perfectly okay. Just give me a minute.
Hello. Hello. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, Dr. Mamta. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everybody.
I think you've joined from Dr. Neeraj Bijlani's link. You can do one thing. You can just click on the three icons at the top and just rename yourself. Otherwise, it's okay. We can hear you. So let me do the honors of first introducing you. So we are very grateful to Dr. Mamta Jagyasi. She is a gynecologist. She's done her MD and DGO. She's working as a consultant gynecologist and obstetrician at Shrainik Hospital, Bhandup. She's a very avid member of our managing committee. She has expertise in managing high-risk pregnancies. She is a medical director of Shrainik Hospital in Bhandup and attached to Indico Hospital in Bulund. She is an alumni from DY Medical College, having done her MD Ops from BYL Nair and Topiwala College, Mumbai. She expertises in prenatal care, labor and delivery, high-risk pregnancy, and postpartum care. So thank you, Dr. Mamta, for joining us. It's an honor that you're here. And could we request you to introduce the next speaker for today?
Yes,
and that is Dr.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Modi. I would like to introduce Dr. Alpa Modi, who is a consultant oncosurgeon and a medical director of Kaivalya Hospital, Thane. Dr. Alpa Modi is a senior oncosurgeon with extensive expertise in breast cancer and colorectal surgery. She has almost 2 decades of surgical experience. She is strongly committed to evidence-based patient-centric oncology care and is leading the oncology clinical trials at Kaivalya Hospital, Thane. She is the medical director of Kaivalya Hospital, Thane, consultant surgeon, Jupiter Hospital, Thane, and also an former associate professor of Dr. D.Y. Patil Medical College, Navi Mumbai. She has done her education, MBBS from Grand Medical College, MS Cancer Surgery from Tata Memorial Hospital, also has a national fellowship in anorectal and colorectal surgeries. Areas of expertise of ma'am are breast, oncosurgery and oncoplasty, colorectal and anorectal cancer surgeries, minimally invasive and organ preserving techniques, chemotherapy associated surgical care and complication management, cancer screening, survivorship, and preventive oncology programs. Her professional engagement and scientific contributions. She's an invited faculty, speaker, and panelist at national and international oncology conferences. She has research presentations in breast and colorectal cancer management, public education, and corporate cancer awareness initiatives. She is often sought out for expert opinions published in leading national media, including Times of India and DNA, that is Daily News and Analysis. We welcome Dr. Alpa Modi to give her talk.
Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. Just a latest introduction. She just finished a postgraduate diploma in medical law from the National University in Gujarat, the same that Dr. Harsh Hirani is. In fact, he was the pioneer moving her to do it, and that would give a lot of comfort to a lot of medical practitioners and a lot of people who are struggling with their day-to-day medical practice. So over to you, Dr. Alpa Modi. Thank you for gracing the occasion. And I request you to share your slides. And this is a very important topic because see, for the last 8 months, we have been covering AI in totality. And I thought this time that there are a lot of people who are struggling to know what this AI is all about. So some people who are newbies who have just started learning AI, what is their experience? I thought, why doesn't somebody who's just got into AI should share what AI is all about? What is the initial shake hands with AI? So I thought this is a wonderful method that people can understand how their initial journey with AI is, and that's something relevant. And I've kept it the fag end of this year so that people can get encouraged and probably they would shake hands with AI for the entire year to come. So over to you, Dr. Alpa Modi. That's the talk for today. Her initial experience with AI as a newbie. So may I request you to share your slides and start your presentation?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mamta. And thank you, AMC. Thank you, President Dr. Rajiv Agarwal and Dr. Prashant Kerkar, Secretary. I thank Dr. Alok Modi to give me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience. After hearing all you people, stalwarts, and knowing the crowd, which is medical crowd, let me just tell you about my experience with AI. Just a minute.
share
I'm
your
just trying to
screen?
share my slides.
Yeah. I'll go off the audio and video, wait for you to share.
Yes, thank you.
Is it visible? Is it visible now?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, so as Dr. Mamta has introduced you, I'm an oncosurgeon, and I would like to share my experience, not from the clinician side, but as a AI now, getting introduced to AI. So at first, when Dr. Modi has started with the AI work of his own, I used to always tell him that I'm an oncosurgeon and I'm not interested in anything else but medicine. But then I realized that AI is there into every walk of life, everyday life, and it is not only meant only for radiology or only for tech conferences. Can you people see my slides?
No, not now.
Okay, but was it visible previously?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It is now.
Okay.
It is now. Just go to the slide share.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so my first question to Dr. Modi was, is it really going to help me in my daily work? And when he said that you just see it on your own and then you will realize what it is, I started learning AI and I realized that it's really good. And I requested him for this topic so that people who are like me, who are above 50 and still afraid of AI, can actually start with AI and they will see the wonderful results from it. So it sounds like a very distant promise only for radiologists or for pathologists, but it is not like that. In my clinical practice also, it has helped me wonderfully without adding extra work. In fact, it has reduced my work. The Then I heard a term that frightened me, transformer. What is transformer? I imagine now this will be something to do with the engines and robotics, but it is not that. It is basically a type of AI architecture. It is designed to understand the context in language. It is like a clinician who does not just hear one sentence, but it will go back and remember what was said earlier and interprets the current line in that context. It is a type of neural network. It is a modern neural network. So, NLP is a goal, then transformer are the method. And pattern learning is done by training from vast text. So, thinking of it like training from millions of medical textbooks and papers and conversation, then learning how language behaves. That is AI. So, AI does not know like doctors know, AI is just an assistant. It cannot analyze, it cannot judge, it cannot decide where to give importance, how much to give importance, but it can just cluster things for you. As an important truth, it does not know like a doctor knows. So it is not superior to you. It does not have clinical experience, but it can just predict word based on patterns with help of neural networks. It is closer to a very advanced autocomplete, which can still be remarkably useful provided we remain the final judge. So in medicine, the usefulness is not same as correctness. So that realization has changed my approach, and I stopped asking AI for final answers and started asking for better thinking. So what are the differential diagnoses I may miss? What complications should I watch for? How should I explain this to a family in simple language? This has become a tool for widening my lens and not for narrowing it. Let's talk about neural networks. This is a learning system of AI, and the name is intimidating, but the idea is very simple. Neural network is basically an AI system inspired loosely by how the brain processes information, like multiple neurons in our brain. So these are many small units passing signals forward. And instead of a hard-coded rules, it learns from examples. We need to feed them multiple lakhs of examples. And once you give those examples, these are called as labeled or structured guidance. And from there, it picks up things, it learns things, it relearns things, and it gives you the feedback. So it is like a resident whom you show a lot of images, reports, and they learn the final outcome. And the training begins like that. Like, our practical training begins like that. So if you teach a training by showing them all these things, and then eventually they become good and they become as good as you. So neural networks will do something similar, except they learn from multiple examples. They go in lakhs, and they can detect subtle signs that sometimes we also may easily not notice. But how a trainee can pinpoint a small thing also which you may have overlooked, they also may help you like that. A simple example, if I give you, say, in a triage system in a ICU, where you need to decide patient in triage A, B, C, D, and whom to give more importance, whether it is a group or a D group. AI will not be able to tell you whether it is a group or a D group, but it will beautifully classify from multiple feedback data which you feed them about patients' conditions, and they will group them very nicely into A, B, C, D, and you can choose whom you need to give more importance to, whether to group A or to group D. So AI is not here to replace you, but it is there to assist you. Now, in oncology, patterns matter because in oncology, we need to see multiple things like symptoms, signs, imaging, pathology, staging, biomarkers, comorbidities, and patient preferences, even social content. So, cancer is not only one value, it is not simple. So all models, they can help us integrate and organize these threads, but they can also replace the human act of understanding the patient behind they cannot replace the human act of understanding the patient behind the disease and the families in Indian context. So I use AI to draft a note, a patient explanation, or a follow-up plan to my patients. And then I edit it with my clinical judgment. It will get my expertise and my tone. And when you prompt AI properly, then your 60% of the structure is ready, and then you have to just work on it. So in my beginners phase, it was not a big leap. It was very small steps. I have used AI just to form a rough draft, redrafting it, And then I learned over a period of time how to edit it and how to give better prompts and how to improve upon it. This has helped me a lot immensely in patient explanation in simple languages, and it has helped me for my consents also. So suddenly I realized that it was not that I'm starting from a blank page, but I already have 60% of the skeleton ready for me to work on it. So it makes my work faster. It also helps me summarize. Oncology literature is very vast. There are so many new things coming in, a new vaccine coming in for non-small cell lung cancer, and multiple articles on it. There are so many other articles. We don't have all the time to read all these things. AI helps me convert a longer paper into a shorter summary, and then more importantly, it helps me ask a right follow-up questions about the paper, what I should gain from that paper, and whether that that paper is important from Indian point of view. What was the population? What was the endpoint? How generalizable is this to my patient? Third, it makes my reading more efficient. This is where it becomes your academic partner. It is like having someone who can quickly outline the skeleton of a paper so you can focus on the main muscle, the methods, the biases, the limitation, and where conclusion is actually justifiable or no. But as I said, all the good things about AI, there are certain cautions we must know at the back of my mind. AI can make a lot of confident errors, which Dr. Harsh also said in his talk. AI bluffs so confidently and gives you even the DOI so confidently that you will tend to trust it. So early on only in my learning, I have met with some few disappointments, and it was so confidently wrong, but I took it as a right. And it can create references that does not exist. It mixes guidelines and it oversimplifies the risk that you may actually think it to be true. So what we do is I confirm it with multiple sources with my reliable sources. Then I correct the draft, and then I read key tables myself. So this should be a personal safety habits. AI can suggest you, but you need to confirm. AI can draft, but you need to correct. AI can summarize, but I need to add key tables myself. So it is not about speed. It is about safety, because speed without safety is dangerous. So we need to define our boundaries to use our AI. I do not use AI to decide whether I need to operate or no, what kind of surgery I need to do, what kind of chemotherapy I need to give, what should be the chemotherapy regimes, because every patient is different and we need to modify certain things. I do not use AI to interpret a life-altering scan without a human expertise. So what do I use AI for? It is only for a support process. It is my resident, my junior resident or my clinical assistant. It will help me communicate better in a simplified tone. It will help me document better without missing a single point, at the same time communicating a proper risk to the patient. It helps me learning and planning many things. So one of the most human benefit I discovered was better patient communication. It helped me rewrite a complex explanation from a medical text, which is not very easy for our patients and their families to understand. So AI helps you actually make patients understand without diluting the seriousness of the problem. It helps me generate the analogies, and it helps me structure what we know, what we suspect, and what we will do next. So honest hope in oncology, it helps me find words that were both gentle as well as accurate to mention the condition, whether it is curable or controllable or whether the outcome is uncertain. It is not a minor advantage. Communication is a clinical skill, and AI can be a training mirror for it. It helps me prepare for MDT meetings. Now, these MDT meetings are very important in oncosurgery. What are the key points to present? What are the standard guidelines driven options? What have we done? What we need to do? And what are the questions which a radiation oncologist may ask me at the last moment? So it felt like doing a mental rehearsal before entering into a high-stake decisions. It keeps you prepared. It gives you a skeleton and makes you prepared for the MDT in a better way. It makes you more ready, more structured, and less likely to forget many key points about your personal patient. It cannot replace the MDT, but it can help you enter the MDT in more readily, more structured way with all the key details. And it becomes a checklist generator for thinking. It is a second pair of eyes on your documentation also. Whether my discharge summary includes all the wound care instructions, have I mentioned any red flags to them? Have I missed anything? Is the medication less clean? In surgical practice, these small things matter quite a lot because for a surgeon, 95% of the work is done in the operation table. But for onco cases, even post-op care is very important, and there are many cases where failed post-op care or negligent post-op care has led to many suits also. So, and they have AI has prevented readmissions and it has reduced the misunderstanding by giving them a very clean and structured discharge summaries as well as a wound care instructions. So between humans and AI, humans can get tired, human can skip steps, but AI does not get tired. It does not skip steps. It is always there, ready for you whenever you want, and as alert all the time, 24/7. So if we use it wisely, it can reinforce standardization, templates, checklists, and patient instructions. So quality does not depend only on mood or fatigue, which we generally tend to do. Our junior residents do tend to do this, but AI will not miss that. So it will help you prevent error or at least decrease the errors. So to translate the science simply, let me translate this. NLP helps AI work with medical language, whereas transformers, they help it understand the context across a passage, like interpreting a paragraph rather than a single word. And it will use its back memory also for this. Neural networks are learning systems that get better as they see more examples. Of course, they are trained on lakhs of examples, but the more information you put in as a data, they get trained better and better day by day. So these patterns are engine. They're not magic doctors. So they can find structure in chaos. They can recognize the information. They can spot the association in large data set. But meaning, the clinical meaning out of it, only you as a doctor can do it. It still needs our training, our ethics, and our responsibility. Without that, AI is not complete. So is it plausible clinically? Can I verify it quickly? And is it wrong? What harm could it use? If the harm is high, AI becomes a learning tool, but not a clinical tool. So this is my filter for my AI, and I don't depend on AI completely, which mistakes many beginners make, that they just copy paste AI or they will trust it blindly and they will follow AI. No, you are the superior person. You are the main doctor. You have to control. A major beginner's benefit is professional growth. AI can generate quizzes. It can help you revise staging systems, compare guidelines, and explain concepts in different ways until they click. It is like having a tutor available anytime without any ego, no one that adapts to your pace. So you can go as slowly as you want in AI, make errors, but remember the ultimate judgment you have to make and not AI. So has AI changed systems? Yes, it has changed systems and it is changing system. It's a dynamic process. Documentation burden, workflow design, triages, patient engagement, and clinical decision support. Even as a beginner, this experience matters because small changes in my daily life, it has helped me cut down on time on repetitive things. And the best thing to learn from AI is you need to know your prompts well. If you know your prompts well and don't give generic, then AI will make less mistakes. So if I tell AI that you tell me about breast cancer, it is a generalized statement. AI will give me any information starting from way back 100 years back, which I do not want. I have to be very specific. I have to tell AI to summarize the NCCN style management options for early stage hormone receptor positive breast cancers in bullet points and list whatever I need as a verification. So I have to be very specific. I have to be very safe. I have to tell them it is for an Indian scenario. It is for this data set for this age group patients. One thing I did early was to train on my prompts. This is very, very important because if we do not give proper prompts, then AI starts hallucinating. Better questions will produce safer answers. And always, always, always verify this. So in your prompt discipline, you have to be specific, you have to provide the context, you have to ask for uncertainty, ask for any red flags, ask for contraindication, and ask what is missing. So like we learn surgical discipline, you have to be specific and provide the context and ask for uncertainty. This shifts AI from being a confident narrator to being a cautious assistant. Now, ethics about privacy and data boundaries. Now we know that the DPDP Act has also come in 2023, and we as humans have learned ethics, privacy, consent, and data boundaries. So I never paste identifiable patient data into any open tools, because remember, AI is like a public room, Unless it is secure, hospital approved system, you should not share your identity of the patients. A beginner must start with ethical reflexes because technology moves fast, but mistakes travel faster. There are many bias also, and bias are real. If an AI system is learned mainly from the Western population, it may not reflect our Indian realities, late presentations, financial constraint, comorbidity patterns, and local treatment availability. These are our limitations of using the westernized AI. So we use AI with humility. It can be brilliant and still not be a local direct thing. It may not reflect our realities. So, rediscovering the joy of learning, what surprised me most was how AI has helped me recover the joy of learning. At this age, I'm learning AI and it has opened a lot of vistas for me. It has reduced my work quite a lot. When I could explain the biomarkers like I'm a first year resident and then explain it like I'm presenting at a conference, and both the things are possible by AI, it has created a ladder of understanding. It made knowledge feel accessible again. And especially it has made life very easy to make patient understand the uh, oncosurgery part in a very simpler way. But in the initial stages, my relationship with AI has become like my relationship with any other surgical instrument. A scalpel is very powerful in a trained surgeon's hand, but in untrained hands, it can cause harm. And in trained hands, it will heal. So AI is just same. It amplifies intention. If your intention is clarity and safety, it can help. If your intention is shortcuts, it can mislead and create havoc. So my beginner's conclusion is not that AI is the future and AI is here to replace. My conclusion is more grounded. It is already here and it can reduce burden, improve communication, and accelerate learning if we build safe habits. The clinician remains the author of the final decision, the guardian of the context, and keeper of the ethics. So my practical advice for newbies is you start small, start humble, start drafting patient instructions, summarizing papers, discharge summaries, structuring presentations, preparing slides, generating checklist, and keep verification as your reflex. Never outsource your judgment. So this is a story of practice and not of technology. It's a story of practice, my protecting my time for thinking, improving how I communicate, and respecting the boundaries between assistance and autonomy. So if we use AI as an extension of clinical discipline, carefully, ethically, with evidence, it can become not a threat but an ally in better oncosurgery care. So this is my small experience, my humble experience with AI. I'm just a beginner, not like all these stalwarts who has given this great talks today. Here, I complete my talk today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alpa. That was really wonderful because I wanted this talk. I'll try to get another newbie next month when I'm holding the talk. I want people to come forward, get out of. Can you just close the share?
Yeah, sure.
Just close the share. Just switch off the share from your side if you can.
Yes, I'm switching it off.
Yeah. So just click that share button once again.
Yes.
So bottom line is people should come out of their fear and they should know how to walk. It's like walking a tightrope. It can really cost you miles, but then you should not fall in the gorge. So don't be over enthusiastic and don't be too scared. Keep a middle pathway, everything would be fine. So thank you very much, all the faculties. That was wonderful. Now it's time for a panel discussion. So we start today's talk. We'll start today's panel discussion. Just a second. I think, is your PC stuck or something? Yes, it's not there. Fine. So we start a panel discussion as there in every week. So the first panelist for today would be Dr. Harsh. Dr. Harsh, are you there? Dr. Harsh? I will just call him. Just give me a minute, please. So Dr. Harsh, are you there? Can we start the panel discussion, please? I think there's some connection problem. Dr. Payoti is trying to join. So once they join, I'll start the panel discussion. In the meantime, let me ask Dr. Alpa.
Yes, sir.
Are you there, Dr. Alpa?
Yeah, I'm very much there.
Just one very basic question for everybody. So in one simple line, 2 lines, according to you, what is AI for a doctor?
AI is a very smart computer tool that helps anybody write or summarize or organize the information faster. It can save time in routine work, and it will make notes, it will make patient instructions, and presentations will be made very easily and very quickly. It learns from a lot of examples. So it often sounds very confident. So we need to verify, cross check on it. And it can still be wrong and be wrong very, very confidently. So we need to definitely cross check. So think of it like a junior assistant to us, which will be helpful, but it will need supervision.
Thank you. Before we go ahead, I would like to thank the audience for being with us for such a long time. One more request to everybody. You are welcome to put in your questions in the chat box, or you can put it in the Q&A, and I will be more than happy to put in your questions before I ask my questions. So if you have any query, please feel free to put it in the Q&A section or in the chat box. And I'll definitely give preference to those questions, the questions I have curated. So please go ahead and ask the question from all the panelists, and they're here to help you. So Dr. Harsh, you talked a lot about hallucinations. Now, I know that your company that you spoke about, Dockentra and Shift, had conducted a wonderful program on prompt engineering recently. And I heard that it has got a huge mileage. A lot of people have attended it. Was it a paid program or was it a free program?
That was a paid program, and that had a complete
And did you teach
different
people
set
how
of
to write
individuals
prompts,
who
right?
part of it.
Did you teach people how to write
Yes.
prompts, right?
So we
And did you
exactly,
realize
yes,
did
we
you realize
exactly
that there
taught.
are hallucinations being created without proper prompting? So what is your take? Did you see a lot of hallucinations
Absolutely.
coming when the prompt was not right? What would you tell us about that?
Yeah. I think I completely agree with you. There are multiple scenarios rather where we've seen the AI output being misorganized or rather misinformation driven. So I think this is where the knowledge of the art of talking to an AI system comes into the picture greatly. And what really happens is, see, it's just like when a child starts to interact first, right? That's when we start seeing the words getting formed. Now, if you see AI, it does not need to learn to form words. It needs to create meaning out of those words. That's where AI interaction initiation comes into the picture. process behind putting the right kind of layers of AI system, the right kind of output, the way technology can be utilized by our entire field. So that was our brief about the prompting course. And yes, hallucinations can be eliminated up to less than 1% by the right prompt, just to 0.5 to 0.7%, which otherwise can be up to 30%, 30 to 40%, which can be cut down to 0.5 to 0.7% by using the right kind of prompt. So that important it is to learn the way to how do we articulate the prompt. Yeah, over to you, Dr. Alok. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fantastic. So, Dr. Payodi, can I request you to open your video, please?
Well, actually,
So you
I'm
gave
in
us
the
a lot
train
of
driving.
Okay, fine. So we'll be happy with your voice. So I
Yeah.
heard a lot about wonderful things about how AI can change the whole drug scenario in pharmaceuticals, as you said. Now the problem is there are some promising drugs which AI has promised, but somehow they fail in clinical trials. Why do you think that happens?
See, there are three things I have already mentioned. There are basically three things. One is that the data, AI feeds on data, right? So the data we are collecting, that if that is not proper, scrutinized, supervised, these are the words I have used in my presentation also, then it might fail. Number two, the ethical issues, that is the second thing. And number three, the complexity of a human-driven and a machine-driven process. So this is yet to evolve, and I think there are many drugs who have been there in the trial beforehand, have already failed in traditional ways. So in failing in AI is nothing new, but it's just that we need to decrease the numbers and we need to be careful in the future trends. So human-driven areas have trial and error. So does here also. It can purpose, we can propose a few better candidates. We can propose better subsets, better ligands, better leads and gates. But at the same time, it is very important. AI does not only shorten the time of the data safety and shorten the time of drug research and identification of a correct molecule for the data research, but it also does help us in finding the different other methodologies of getting it easier access in a specified manner. So that needs to be a little bit monitored, and I believe that we have done it.
Okay, that's fine. So coming back to your Dr. Alpa, this is an interesting question. You spoke about so many things. Very simple. Just give me 1, 2, 3, 4. For a person who's a beginner or a newbie, what would you tell the people in the audience? Just do this much. What are the real practical usages you will recommend? Just give me 1, 2, 3 that I would recommend the new people should do just these things with an AI to get comfortable and get mileage.
Okay. As a beginner, what I have started doing, what I am comfortable with, is to give AI low risk task. Something like making me like to or helping me better communication with my patients in simpler languages which they will understand. So I have started small, and I will see whether it is helping me, what is it doing, whether it is doing well or no, but certainly not for major decisions like surgery or dosage for chemotherapy or something. I will definitely say no for it. I am not confident, and definitely not without verifying on it.
Fine, excellent. Unfortunately, Dr. Harsh has got an emergency patient, so he has requested me that he'll have to leave. So we are left with two of you, and I hope you don't mind. And I'd like to fill in if somebody has a question for me. So, Dr. Payodi, very simple question. You're doing such phenomenal work in drug discoveries and drug research with AI. What about the leakage, commercial leakage and patient drug safety compromise leakages because of AI? Do we have any system to prevent unsafe practices in research? Or any comments on that?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you just repeat your question once?
Yeah, I said you talked such wonderful things about drug research with AI, but then there could be some leakage. There could be unsafe practices creeping in, or some mandate. Any suggestions or any light about how to prevent cultural mismatches, features, or data privacy issues in drug research in AI?
See, in AI and drug research has few basic problems. One is validation. another is AI washing, third is data leakage. So these are the three basic problems which is practically present right now. So if we create a proper system, I mean, if we, by saying if we, I don't mean you, me, and only the stakeholders, all the stakeholders, the researchers, sponsors, government, and also the tools. We create a proper validation model, a validation model which has its intrinsic validation, then independent extrinsic validation, followed by stopgates and clock locks for AI washings and all. Then I think this can be prevented, but you cannot just even by today, you cannot just say that I can stop 100% leakage. But yes, we need to be careful about it, and that's something where we can work on.
Dr. Alpa, you
Yes.
spoke about the safe uses, you spoke about the practical use, the initial use that you would talk about it. Let me ask you a very basic question here. Don't give me a detail. I know you have covered it in your slide. NLP, why is it important? Natural language processing, how is it different from computers?
Computers can do repetitive tasks. NLP is much more than that. NLP, there is a definite difference between NLP and computers. The computer will just do repetitive tasks as you ask, but NLP converts the language and gives it to computer like a human language. It will understand human language properly, and it will give back it in human language. So
That's
NLP
very
helps you
important.
that way.
This is a point I wanted to bring out to the audience, because in a computer, what you type is converted into binary. Over here also it's converted into Python. But basically you can talk to a chat GPT, you can put in your image or video. So suppose you put in a video of you and your spouse walking near the river Ganges, it can create an output which will make it more romantic or probably more helpful, which you probably cannot do. So that is a real life example of NLP. Now, neural network, Dr. Alpa, we heard neural networks when we were doing our anatomy. Our brains are loaded with neural network. So our neural network is important. So when people have Alzheimer's or they have a stroke, they have a damage to the neural network. So how's this neural network different from AI? So AI has its own neural network. So just whatever little you have known, I'm not discussing a PhD topic. I know the question is a PhD level, but whatever little you understand, for everybody, what does a neural network in AI? I mean, the people ask me, is there some neurons are being pushed into the AI at the server in US where ChatGPT is working? Are they using human neurons? What are
So
they
as
doing?
I
How
told
is
you,
it?
as I told you in my talks, the neural network, it's a deep learning process of AI. Okay, there are multiple layers, and these layers are mathematical layers. The small informations are passed from one neuron to the other in our brains, and then it comes to one conclusion. Similarly, small data information is passed to the neural network. There are multiple layers of network. So, say if you take diabetic retinopathy, so the more complex it is, because it's a complex image, there are aneurysms, there are microaneurysms, there are many other things which you notice in your diabetic retinopathy. So we feed labeled data, and when the labeled data are fed, the neural networks of AI will work on it, and it will give you a proper output, whether it is a diabetic retinopathy or not. If it is there, then mild, severe, as I told you, it can cluster. It cannot give you that this is something which you need to pay attention to more compared to the other subset. So neural network is a process. It's a mathematical process. It is same like our neurons in the brain.
Fantastic.
I hope I
So,
was
well,
able to give you the answer.
I'll just add to that. Basically, what happens is, like when we say 2 plus 2 equal to 4, then we say 4 square equal to 16. So one layer of neurons gives you one answer, and the second layer of neurons picks up that answer and processor gives you another layer. So basically, how neurons work in a logical manner, these algorithms which have been designed by engineers work in a logical manner. So there are millions and millions and millions and millions of such algorithms fed into your AI system. The right algorithms are picked up, and the logic processing of that information is done based upon what training those algorithms have been given. So, and set of algorithms are taught. Okay, this is an image of a cat and not a dog. So every time you put in a cat image, it will understand by its inherent logic and tell you this is a cat, not a dog. So that is a neural network. I will add to this to the audience. There's something called as a liquid neural network, which we have not discussed. That's a little advanced AI. What is the liquid neural network? So, like I am learning. I'm a physician. So I realized that a ventilator setting has to be changed, and a particular patient in sepsis in the ICU with probably a pneumonia, I need to understand that if there is a pneumothorax, the ventilator setting need to be rechanged. So as and when the situation develops, I cannot fall back on my memory. I have to learn on my own and modify my treatment as my previous knowledge and logic has taught me and based on the current scenario. So what neural networks are fed into the AI system are not static. The AI is so intelligent that it writes its own algorithms based upon the demand of the situation and gives you information which is correct. So that is called a neural network, but it is called as a liquid neural network, where the neural networks are modified by the inbuilt neural networks to give you better answers. So this is one step ahead for everybody. So back to your Dr.
If I may,
I'm sorry.
about the brief for the audience, it's a very simple thing that in the neural network which we talk about in AI, for the audience, not for you and others, is basically something which simulates the pattern recognition, decision boundaries, and a given statistical level. It's not exactly an emotional memory, self-awareness, or biological adaptation of different neurotransmitters and complexities. So it is basically you are creating a rainforest ecosystem that is brain, and you are creating a greenhouse. These two are basically different, but the artificial neural network is a complex, analyzed, better extract product of what you get. Probably that is what they will better understand, I think.
Absolutely. Okay. Dr. Payoti, my question to you is very logical here. Before you start doing drug research, you're doing actual real-time drug researches. You are one of the known personalities in this. Now, when you're using AI, how did you make sure that your AI model is the right model? How do you validate your model before you launch it for drug research?
Yes, right. A very important question. This one is. So I just said a few minutes back that major three problems are one of the major three problems here is the validation of the results. So it is basically a stepwise process. Validation in any drug discovery, specifically in this case, is this very stepwise, staggered process. Okay, and that should be first. We should do a thorough internal cross validation, which should be followed by a proper independent external validation. Now, when I say about internal validation and external validation, these two things are completely different. Next, we should think about a prospective testing where we should come in a very assessive way with some prejudice. It should not be just like I'm throwing up something, I'm telling this is right, so this is right. That should not be the approach. It should include, as you have said a few minutes back, failure in the drug discovery. So failure analysis is also a very, very, very important part of drug validation, this kind of validation. So when you do each step in validation, it should be very much checked, calibrated, maintained, and carefully done. And the entire process takes some time, takes scrutiny, and takes supervision. If it is done in this way, it's sort of audit. If it is done in this way, then I think it can be done very well.
Fine, makes sense. Now we are reaching our time. It's getting 5:30. We need to close now. One final question to both the respected panelists over here. So, Dr. Alpa, one very basic thing. You're a beginner with AI. You're happy with AI. Something you have to be careful. Some code of ethics you need to follow as a responsible doctor. So, what would you tell the audience? How do you prevent patient privacy being breached by AI? Simple 1, 2, 3, 4.
Simple thing is never let the identification be told to AI, like name, phone numbers, addresses, or any ID, photos, or anything. You should not share it in AI. Nothing which can actually identify a patient. You must discuss a case, but remove the identity and details and keep it just general, because remember, AI is a public place. Other and that is one thing. And don't share the data so casually. And second thing is, AI is just your assistant. It is not a decision maker. You are a decision maker. You have to remember that, because ethics you understand, policies you understand, AI will not understand this. So we as
Fantastic. That last line was fantastic. I really love that. That is very right. you know your policy and ethics, AI doesn't know. So don't give AI unnecessary leeway. But I'll add one thing to that. As far as images are concerned, you can also share images and photographs and videos
Without their
as long as you
names,
cannot link it. Yes,
yes,
as long as
any
you can. And
identification.
another important thing, people sometimes make that mistake. You cannot share the hospital record number. So the record number may be SRN24. It doesn't make any sense to anybody, but it can be linked to that patient. So any unique identifiers also should not be shared. That's very important. Another important point that we need to highlight to the people is, suppose you have got a rare disease. Let's say we are having a Moya disease. There are hardly 4 cases in Mumbai area. So the moment you're discussing Moya disease from a particular suburb in Mumbai, it is very obvious that this patient must have got it because he's the only patient in that area. So that is another important point. You have not revealed anything about the patient, but the fact that you're discussing that is a direct clue to that patient in that area because he's the only patient. So these are very important pitfalls that one should be careful of. So Dr. Payodi, the last question of today for you, and I'm really grateful to you for taking a little of your time, is something which I think is very relevant for you. And just one last question I'll ask you, which is how do you use drug research so that you don't misguide the public or the stakeholder of the pharma company from making tall claims and making a lot of money, which is unnecessary? Any tips, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that? I know it's a very tough, mind-boggling question, but any tip on that so that the stakeholders don't make unnecessary mileage and the public does not take that name AI and start taking that drug blindly?
That's true, but you see, it's somewhat very paradoxical to say that we are using it and we are not claiming. There's one social media content thing, and claiming is the more important thing than to do. So it will happen in any way, but ethical integration actually requires 3, 4 important things. A clear governance policy, which is very important, which should be put in. Number 2, clear documentation and specific setups against infodemics. Number 3, a very clean, discrete screening mechanism. Number 4, very cautious judicial care and judicial setup. So if you do that, what can be the output of it? If these things are there, the limitations can also come out of any AI usage. Any AI, it's not about only drug discovery or anything like that. If you can do that, that can be beneficial for government, sponsor, stakeholder, and the patient. Basically, confidentiality, maintaining of integrity, law governance, and making a proper SOP which is available, attachable, approachable, accessible to all. That can help us in decreasing the tall claims or false claims, so to say. And at the same time, in today's world, there are many methods by which you can actually verify whether the claim is correct or not. That education is also very much important. From that perspective, continuing courses and platforms like yours can really help the doctors and the people to be aware about what is correct and what is not, and what is the false claim and what is not.
So that was fine. Thank you very much. So I think we are reaching the end of the day and we need to respect time. So I'm really grateful to all the esteemed faculty who are at present here and not there. Thank you very much for being there, and thank you all the repertoires for taking out time from an OPD and being there. Thank you, Dr. Payodi, Dr. Alpal. Thank you, Dr. Shailesh and everybody. And final thanks to our Honorable President and Honorable Secretary and our PCC, Dr. Navneet, for being there to run this. And 2 thanks cannot be left without completing. One, to all the delegates who have stayed till the end. I see there are a lot of delegates listening to and tolerating me, at least since I'm the convener till the end. So we are very grateful to you for your esteemed support, and the AMC staff, Kamlesh and everybody, for running this audio visual for us and the Zoom meeting to get everybody connected. Thank you once again. Have a great time. Have a great day. And till we meet again next month. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Take care.